That is one big pilot.
For a modern gaming audience.
Why are you running?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
We're communists.
Woke.
Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? I'm like, what comic books are you reading?
I'm cured! Praise God!
He vatored! He vatored!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
For a modern gaming audience.
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Welcome to Nerd Wars. Sorry about that. Welcome to Nerd Wars.
Please clap.
Almost got it, yes! And He-Man nailed it. That is the appropriate amount of applause I expect from all of you in chat. We are allowed to stop after a little while. The rest of you got to go for at least that long. Or we will accept 7 of these as well.
Yes, these are also acceptable.
Okay, wait, Mama. Wait, is that a, wait, that's a wave, right? Yeah. And then that's a clap. That's a wave. Everyone, just do what Mama Badger does.
It's everyone has the clap in your chat. Like, look at that.
She's in charge. Yes, there we go. Justin figured it out. Yes. ABF energies are also acceptable. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Absolute pleasure to be here. I don't know how we manage to do it every day, but we just get through it for you guys despite our social batteries just being so drained, talking about all this stuff we love being destroyed. Badger, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm fantastic and not married. How are you, Erwin?
I don't understand. I went through that whole.
Me too. I was like, where? What? Besides someone thinking that my mom is my fucking wife, which, man, I've thrown up hard. But I do not understand where that. Right, which is, bruh, not in this part of the world, friend. Despite what you might have heard about our southern regions.
I've got a twin sister, so like if we hang out, it's assumed we're like a couple or whatever. So I understand the pain.
You know how to circumcise a redneck? You kick his sister in the chin. Hi, Hayden. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me on.
Dude.
It's always great. It's always a fun time.
Yeah.
Gooch, some people have accused you of not being the law. Any thoughts on that?
I am the law.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I told him, but
shit.
And Manscaped.
Oh my, we're literally working on it. It's starting out as a joke and it might turn real. Just like how I started out about ABF being my boss being a joke. And now it's real.
That's not true. That's impossible. How the hell did they waste that moment of having Coral and Acolyte be the way to be like, I am your mother? They ruined it.
Coral.
Give them season 2. Yeah, see?
Took me like 3 seconds to remember who the hell Coral was.
Jackie, Yord, Master Saul, and Dark Kelnaka. Say their names, bigot.
How many times have you watched it, Badger?
Yeah. Like,
that's the problem when you look into the darkness. The darkness looks back, and sometimes a piece of it goes with you. So you got to be careful when fighting monsters.
He was researching whether or not Darth Basil was real, and can confirm Darth Basil.
That
pronoun beaver is canon Sith Lord for sure.
Right along with Sith Jar Jar.
Absolutely.
So we have so much to talk about today. We've got some movies and entertainment to talk about. Some good, some not so good. And then we have video games to talk about. Some good, some really not so good. But first, we have a bunch of randomness that Badger's going to randomly bring up. And then we're going on wild tangents and eventually make it back to the next one.
You say random, but I say targeted to the panel, i.e. Hi Gooch, Chris Claremont. How you feeling about him? Because he's still doing comics. Got a 3rd X-Men series.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds better than Gail Simone doing it. Because they got Gail Simone on the new Uncanny X-Men?
Mm-hmm.
Which is bombing hard.
Is it?
But they won't put him on X-Men. They refuse to put him on X-Men. For whatever reason.
Do you think it might be a Bo situation where he's too much of an actual fan?
Well, he created all these characters.
Yeah, that would explain why he's such a fan.
Yeah. So they are refusing to put him on the book because they're obviously wanting to push their message.
But like this is the announcement that he's working on a new 5-issue X-Men book.
Is it X-Men or Wolverine? Because I know
to follow Wolverine debut. Chris Claremont has announced a third.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about the X-Men book. Okay.
Well, slotty.
Yeah. There. Okay. Yeah. So now, because that's incredible.
Bitch. Yeah. Oh. Well, there you go.
So they're actually going to let him write another.
It says
right here,
remains
summary.
Creatively independent.
Chris Claremont returns with the X-Men series following the things he did. Marvel delays, blah, blah, blah. Chris Claremont remains creatively independent, unaffected by current portrayals in X-Men content. Oh, I know what he's doing. They're going to do what they've been doing, Dan Mora and Mark Waid, where they're doing that World's Finest, where they're sort of just doing their own thing. Or like the Kong versus where everyone sort of looked like maybe the modern, but where it had independent histories. What, you think this is sneaky?
This thing is going to sell out. This is going to be the biggest thing.
That's
and
I'm getting it on my pull list for sure. Otherwise, I'm getting second edition probably.
Oh, that's so badass.
That's the sound of a nerdgasm.
Yeah.
Literal nerdgasm.
You notice the sharp intake. Sharp intake of
the
breath.
Most recent McFarlane Deadpool, which I'm enjoying. It's got a comic book feel to it. Like the
those are
the painting on it.
Oh, that's from the first appearance. That's from New Mutants.
Yeah, so this is obviously based on 97. Shout out Bo, and this is pending approval. But Iron Studios, every time we bring something up, I'm like, yes, sir, let's go. Dude,
price tag badass.
I want more Gambit. Like I
want more Gambit.
I need to dive into the X-Men stuff because I remember growing up watching the cartoons. I never read any of the comics or anything like that. But I loved several of the movies as they were coming out. But Gambit has always been my favorite character from back whenever I was watching the cartoons in the 90s. So that was one of the reasons during Deadpool and Wolverine that I loved seeing Channing Tatum as Gambit. I thought he did a great job with it. I know that that's a bad opinion. It's a hot take.
I'm going to ask you to refer to him as Channing Tate-Yum, please. Please. On this stream.
Oh. Actually, Hayden, why don't you go and take this one for us?
All right. So, Hayden, who was more right? Johannes von Schuster or Dr. Rachel Claudius? I ask you this as you were the only other person.
More God Eater. I knew it was God Eater.
I knew it was good.
I don't care about oxygen. I need boobies, nothing more.
I feel so bad because again, I haven't played these games since God Eater 2 Rage Burst came out. Like I played it I think the month that it came out, and I don't remember anybody's names because I drank a lot and
wait, this one, holy crap. I was like, I'm gonna type in the girl's name because I bet she's hot. I did not see this one coming. Shout out to Warren of Bly.
Oh, no.
But this is Dr. Claudius or whatever. She's in a wheelchair. I assume a steampunk laser's on it. Better be. If I can't fight a dragon in the wheelchair, I'm gonna be furious.
But like, we got any feeling down there? What are we working with here? I just want to know.
You read my mind.
Just right there, you know, they're like below the knee or above the knee.
Oh wait, I think I might be wrong. I think that's the sister of who he's actually talking about, and I'm a fan of who he's actually talking about. Okay. I love disabled people, Dr. Rachel. They're my favorite. You know how many disabled people we have on? We have a mentally disabled person on the panel right now.
Several. And speaking of mentally disabled, they're in the chat too. When I make jokes that Leon is like the female version of Hayden or vice versa, I want to understand I'm not fucking joking when he says to my mom, I missed you, girly. You're gonna go out and get your nails done?
You will never hear me calling somebody girly. I can confirm that.
She likes you just for the bird. I'm kidding. She loves you too.
I think Rossi just did a racism against me. It's like an emoji face, and it's just squint eye and then like flat mouth. So I think it's supposed to be like the meh. He must have just seen Beetlejuice, or he's being a racist and making fun of my squinty eyes. And how dare you? It's at least $1.99 to do a racism against me, Rossi. You know that.
Accept either.
Also, shout out. Thank you, Rossi.
You're an IDOT. You're a real IDOT for that.
You're smart enough to get a good lawyer, at least.
Be careful, because if someone does that on like Geeks and Gamers in the morning, it'll turn into a T-shirt.
They're gonna call themselves the Smrat Army here before long.
I'm part of the one. I'm just saying, you got to be careful what you add to canon. You keep telling me that you think I'll buy a Godzilla, and well,
I can't believe you didn't buy a pink one.
Things like this are sort of cool, like just a one-off that could go behind like my NECA figures.
Yeah. Well, you got like the Alien and Predator and like Power Ranger like section, like the random like IP. Like put this right next to Harry Potter. I want to see this motherfucker eating Voldemort.
Wait, is this a whole or is it just the Godzilla?
It's just the Godzilla. Yeah, they did a little.
It's fitting for a diorama though.
Some tells me that diorama, because it has Haya right there, is sold separately. But I don't know. I just it's cool. 7 inches is fine. Shout out.
I heard
Rossi.
it's big. I heard it's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it looks very flexible
Not
as well.
huge, my short king, Rossi.
Mo paid his tax. Hail Nerd Horse Badger and Freckle Legion paying the fee. He knows. And then Leon just drops a $5, doesn't even say anything. Must have accidentally hit the button.
I called him gay and made fun of what he said to my mom, and he paid me to do that, or paid you rather, but paid us.
Surprised he didn't call you girly in a super chat. Love you, Leon.
Thanks, Bubba. Thanks, Bubbies.
Appreciate all the support, really.
I'm gonna make him upsetty spaghetti. His word.
You won't like him when he's angry.
Um,
Wait, Hayden, when you get angry, do you turn into a red Hulk or a green Hulk? I don't want to be racist against gingers, but
it's red Hulk. You figured it out. Yeah, there's no escape.
$1.50 would be. Oh, he gave us the rainbow one on this one. Thank you. I don't want you doing racisms against me, but you call me gay whenever you want. Okay. I just care a lot about my alleged Asian heritage, so it's very personal to me. I love Asian women.
Who doesn't?
Do you?
What do you mean?
Filipino wife or
who doesn't? Like
Cambodian?
Dude, I will say, like, I've got a lot of immigrants around here. I don't mind the Southeast Asian ones.
Erwin, a plan
at least
is
the
forming.
female ones.
A plan is forming in my head. Have you considered going to the local Cambodian warlord that runs your apartment complex and proposing to marry one of his many daughters that he no doubt has? Perhaps an alliance of sorts between our two peoples.
So we already have an alliance. It's called Christianity. So a lot of these Burmese people here are also Christians. So they literally
hardcore about it.
My buddy used to live like right next to one, and so you would watch them all walk wearing their nice clothes, like it was Make America Great Again, like 50s style, all adorable, like 7 kids, while none of us have any kids and whatnot. And I will say, I've always joked if I wanted to get me a lady, I'd go to church. I'd be going to one of them Burmese churches is where I'd be going.
Yeah,
they love it. They love exoticness too.
I go to my local church for a woman, but we had drag time story hour there, so that won't work out.
Oh no, California.
Manscaped. It's the name. Come on, that's in the name.
Promo code Gooch. Seriously, fake it till you make it, man. This is gonna happen. I say within 6 months. And ABF is getting a lot of power from sucking our souls from Rings of Power, and Agatha's coming along.
Oh, you mean like certain Monica Bellucci?
Ask to borrow a little bit of that black magic. Yeah, no, literally. Oh my God, he literally sucks our souls in those watch parties.
Product,
but it's also like weirdly addicting. I keep going back for some reason because it kind of it hurts at first, but then it starts feeling good.
Erwin, have you ever given your DNA willingly to the Templars? I mean, the government.
We will discuss this very quickly because I've discussed it before. So, one side, my mom's side, my grandma's maiden name was Young, Jung, and they were apparently Chinese, and she at least thought she was Chinese, and she's dyed her hair black and whatnot. And yes, that is a Chinese, Korean, and also German name. And then I kept telling my roommate at the time that I was Asian, and he really hated that. So I kept telling him that, and eventually,
was your roommate Asian?
My mom thinks you're hot, Gooch.
Well,
oh, come on, get out of here.
So he bought me
extra fine,
an Ancestry.com DNA test, and I was like, I'm not taking that.
Thank you,
but
Mama.
hey, I'll have my brother take it. Turns out And I was like, of course I had to say why I didn't want to take it because I don't want them to sell my DNA and stuff like that. And of course I sound crazy. And then 2 months later, there's a report like, oh, these companies are selling your information to the Chinese, and he might work for the government. I'm like, oh no. Okay, well, looks like I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and it said we're not Asian. So either they're wrong, which they are wrong. Apparently, they literally will they say you're Neanderthal or black to like screw with you, literally. And you can send in like they're like those. Can you guys see me? There I am.
There you are.
During like the fake like COVID test and whatnot, where they could literally test like a can of Pepsi and it would test positive and whatnot. You can't trust these things. So either they're fake or one side of my family might not have been Asian. They might have been on the wrong side of a world war and were German. So
oops.
The funny thing is my squinty eyes come from my dad's side, not even the Asian side.
By the way, speaking of dad's side,
I am Asian. Thank you for asking. All right, next topic.
I'm sitting here fantasizing about what Daddy Gooch would be like, and us throwing maple leaves in the park and hunting moose, or is it meese? Either way,
hand in hand to the movie theater.
Yeah,
me getting you a booster seat. In the theater.
He's gonna get you birthday presents and Christmas gifts. Like they're gonna be on point. So.
It's not an unpleasant scenario. I'm just saying, she can and has done worse. Love you.
Yes. There's my I'm secretly Asian lore drop for you, Rossi. You're welcome.
But possibly in one timeline.
Honestly, Gooch, what you need to do, you know who needs to send the emails to Manscaped? Mama Badger.
Yeah.
I bet she can get you a promo code.
Unironically, shout out to Niat from Film Comics Explained. He said he would be more than happy to maybe move a little something along and send something to the people he knows. Because Gooch, it does look impeccable. Right?
It
does. And I haven't seen the other I've seen the other pictures, but no one else has. And I'm telling you, that Gooch is extremely manscaped. I mean, we had to have proof. Can't have him lying for the
It's right there.
The lawnmower.
I see you gave me a 10 out of 10, right? Or a 5 out of 5, as Tech Rat would say. Yeah, why are they giving you? I don't know. Is it good? Is it bad? Did I screw up?
Fuck you, John, because I hope they steal this. This is the new slogan. Manscaped, the only acceptable form of grooming. It's in the name. Allegedly.
Right. So after that Manscaped shilling, we also have a little bit of shilling to do for something else that I'm definitely more interested in than shaving my gooch. No offense, Gooch. All I'm saying is I identify as Asian, but the test did say I was like a quarter German. So, and half like British land, and then the other bits was like Nordic countries. So
that warrants this one. I'm sorry.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
That was a good one.
It was good.
Let's just say YouTube thinks I'm a black non-binary lesbian, and that's really all that matters.
Me as well. When it asked me to finally do what my pronouns and all that was, and I am a queer creator now. If anyone is asking, it's let's see if it helps the numbers. Let's do a shout out real quick to our boy Joe.
Yes,
Joe, who is going on his final countdown, basically.
Yeah, November 9th is the final. He's closing out the campaign, and I am like going to be promoting this because I believe this is $1 million book. It is probably one of the best written comics I've read in like probably since Chris Claremont in the 80s. McFarlane kicks ass on Spawn. I love the Spawn books, and what they're doing right now are incredible. This tops it. Like, this is not only is the art incredible, and Joe's done all the art, but I was like blown away for a guy who doesn't even read comics.
I am in
the art. It's I guarantee you're gonna love this book. And he's just announced today that the second book, he's like, this book is, I think this page count is close to 50 pages, but the second book's in the moving forward, they're going to be 20 to 24 pages. They're going to be a lot cheaper. But like, I highly recommend getting this book.
Oh, Lordy.
Yes.
That's what we all
trust
want.
me. What? Yes. And trust me, when you read it, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm down for this. he's not only is he a very close friend, but he's an incredible talented artist and writer. So please,
and it's
go
very
there
like
and support it.
openly inspired by Spawn. You guys literally like have, well, he has his own like Spawn cast essentially, right?
It's not. You think it's going to be like Spawn, but it's not what you think it is. It's like it's taking a blend of like Witchblade, Spawn, the
I say
Darkness.
Witchblade is the other heavy influence that I see, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Oh, absolutely. He would like take that as a huge compliment. But like this is like a different storyline. It's not what you think it is. And the he's had some top-notch inkers like Dan Mickey and what's his name? I can't remember his name, but he's had some incredible. He's had Dale Keown do a cover for him. He's gone all out for this, and I couldn't be prouder.
A little bit of Darksiders, like that video game Darksiders. I'm seeing just in there. Looks like
yeah. I see that.
You know what I'm saying, with the proportions and like a little bit of war and death mixed together. Again, best way possible. Yeah, that's dope.
Yes. 2 months. And yeah, when
There
I first
is.
saw it, I immediately was like, I need to buy this, but I was too broke at the time. So
And then,
man, I'm
obviously.
so happy I got time to buy it.
Can we just give a shout out for the goddamn booba?
Yes. Well, I've been fortunate enough that I've read. He wanted me to read through it, and he knows how I am with comics. Like, I like we critique Spawn books on his Monday Spawn show, and this one, I'm not being biased here. When I read this, I was like, how the hell did he do all of that in this book and make it like work and the acts, like the first act, second act, third act, just all transition smoothly. There's great dialogue. It's just a really well written book. I couldn't be. It's just amazing. I don't know what to say anymore because it's just an amazing book.
Right.
Puts you at a
He
loss
went
for words.
Went more than 38 seconds on him. No.
Yeah.
We have to move on to the next shilling, actually.
Yeah.
Compliments of Westward Smile. This is the month of wins. The Fellowship beats Cancel Pigs. Jay hits 100K. Pigs flew. I love it. And I
It's
just
demonetized too, but then gets remonetized if it hits 100. It's so good.
And who else just got monetized on Kick? Westward Smile. Going live tonight, 9 p.m. Heathen time, Pacific Standard. Gross. Why? Pacific. I don't. Which for normal people would be midnight tonight. After KSW Anime on his YouTube channel and 7 p.m. Pacific. Come hang. He's streaming all the time now. Apparently, I love it. Makes me so happy. Get up off your butts. Look, Hayden. He got up off his butt.
I'm here. It's weird. I don't know what happened.
It makes the gay ginger jokes about you just that much better now that we can see your reactions to them.
True. I am here.
Thanks, ABF. You're awesome, bro. Seriously, awesome.
Yes.
And yes, hell yeah.
I'll be ordering it after the show. So once we
Awesome.
get done here
Thanks,
today,
Hayden, man. That's awesome
for sure.
Yeah.
As soon as YouTube pays me this month, I will be purchasing
The
it as well.
shilling joke.
Yes. We, I think, are done with shilling. All right, now we get to talk about the comic books that I bought today, and Hayden apparently got some too. I got some classic Azrael, which is Dennis O'Neil and Joe Quesada, the people who made Azrael.
Sorry, you don't get to talk about this.
I don't care about oxygen. I need boobies, nothing more.
This made me happy, blah, blah, blah. I will say, yeah, Darksiders, of course, all have been sent to me by Tomac, and then he also wants me to read the Witchblade comics as well. So, yeah, I assume this is right up Tomac's aisle as well. We hope we get that Strife Darksiders game at some point, but Genesis is a good primer on how he works. Wait, Darksiders Genesis? Wait, what are we talking about, Tomac? Anyone translate? Someone translate this for me.
Strife is the fourth, like whatever guy, death, war,
okay,
pestilence.
Writer.
Yeah, and then Genesis was that last was it Top Down, or is it was like an arcade more that I didn't fucking play it because I've only played Darksiders 1 and 2.
Apparently Genesis was for Strife.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
First Darksiders was War. Second one was Death. Correct.
Yeah, Death was dope.
Death was awesome.
Dope.
I believe that I did. Yeah, I had Darksiders 2 up when I was asked what people wanted me to play. Arkham City won that.
As far as books that I picked up, I ordered them a little while back, but since I just got home, I got.
Can you show it again? Sorry, Hayden. You go
and Hayden pretty new to comic books, which makes me really happy.
Yes, and these aren't like classic comics or anything, but I do have a Matt Wagner and Kelly Jones Dracula.
Oh, that's a great book.
I loved it.
I haven't read it yet, but this is one of the hardcovers, the signed hardcovers.
It seems exactly like what Kelly Jones should be doing.
Number 83 of 666. And I can't wait.
Actually, I also have a Matt Wagner book we can talk about here in a little bit called Love is Love.
You ripped it up.
We have more to talk about, Badger. Chat said they wanted me to buy it, and no takebacks. Like a frugal mom, we are getting every cent worth of that Love is Love comic book. Or I swear to God, I'm turning this car around.
You can't keep getting away with it. Do not go in there. Woo!
And then they had Tales from the Dark Multiverse 2, which is the Dark Knight's Metal, which I really love the first one. And I hadn't read a lot of the original stories, but it's dark metal takes on the OG stories. And the first one is Batman Hush, which I can't wait for. Ooh. Then Flashpoint. I don't care about Wonder Woman. Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I've actually read now. And it has a Dark Knight's Metal twist.
Now I wonder if I have this. Shit.
And they had it in paperback where I was going to buy it cheaper on Amazon and hardcover, which wouldn't have gone well. And yeah, I'm trade paperback for life. Fuck hardcovers.
Dark Multiverse, you say?
Yes, 2. And I was really shocked by how much I liked the first one. And then I just got a random Garth Ennis Goddess, which the art style is old school, and I really like that.
Erwin, so you've read Dark Knight's Metal?
Yeah.
Or Dark Metal? It started off strong. The ending.
I mean, I'm gonna read it. Don't ruin it if it fucking. He can still hear you, by the way.
Metal, not death metal. I still need to work on that. And then that's the first Dark Multiverse, which is what Nightfall, Death of Superman, Blackest Night, Judas Contract, and Infinite Crisis. Oh man, all of them I've read. I'm slowly getting more culture these days. I swear.
Yeah. See, I better wait because I don't want to grab something that I already have. That's the worst part, Hayden. You got to be careful. You start buying these little individual volumes, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy an omnibus," and then the omnibus obviously has all the shit, or you get like, everything is. Oh, I bought it twice. Oops.
I was worried I already owned this.
Cannoli always messages me like, "Should I buy this? Should I buy that?" And I give him the heads up, like, "Yes, get that. Don't buy that. You already have this."
Yeah, so I want the Longbow Hunter omnibus. That's what I'm.
If you ever are curious, just hit us up and we'll.
I was reading this because I'm going through it. It's one of those things where it's so good that I stop myself because it's so good that I don't want to, like, I know I have good content. Hey, Rat, you want to have Green Arrow fighting the League of Assassins? Why Kong is also fighting?
Dude, I told you, it's like everything we fucking want.
Sorry. Yeah, it's
I loved it, man. I was shocked by how much I loved it.
Wet mop, right, baby girl? Look at you. Yeah, dude. It's done perfectly.
I need to brag about something else. I forgot. I got this for $10. So I looked it up and it's 50 plus everywhere. So I got a 50 plus for $10. Let's go.
He tells me like, "Oh, I got this book," and I go look it up and it's like, "Oh, that'll be $100, please." Because it's out of print, or you know.
The other thing that I got in this week whenever I got home, Razor Fist and George Alexopoulos Goes to the Badlands.
How's that?
Hardcover and the soft cover. I haven't read them yet because, like I said, I just got in the other day and I just got all of this stuff. So I haven't been able to read it yet, but I've picked them up. I'm excited about it. The art looks amazing.
I sent you something, didn't I?
Yes, you did, and I have not got that yet because I haven't been by that mailbox just yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Because I thought you were going to talk about the mail system, in which case.
Hey guys, can you tell me what's happening on this page? So we got Deathstroke, and then Deathstroke sees the mass shooting, and he throws all of his guns away. Deathstroke doesn't use guns anymore. He only uses karate.
Why do you do this to us, man? That's so bad.
I almost use the F word.
So yeah.
All right, only one more. We'll do one more. This one is about a straight guy being an ally to a gay guy dying from AIDS.
Okay, you know what?
Philadelphia.
Palate cleanse.
You guys told me to buy it.
So another thing that I got
What
this
book?
week.
All right. Yeah, you guys got to put a negative spin on everything.
Hayden, what do you want to show off?
Palate cleanse. I got this week. Night Saber hooked me up with it after once I mentioned that I had a treasure hunt that I wanted. A special edition.
Oh,
Halo Xbox.
Sexy bitch.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rat. Put the water sign again.
Yeah, that's nerdgasm time right there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's
All right.
It's
Hayden
special
wins.
edition.
Hayden wins show and tell. Son of a bitch.
Like
I
that was
wanted to win show and tell.
it was a treasure hunt for me because that's the first console I ever bought with my own money. My dad and I put it on layaway at Walmart back when Walmart had layaway, and I would go in every week and put my whole allowance down, and my dad would match me in the money until we got it paid off. And then it got stolen from me whenever I was like 15. So I finally have another one, and I'm so happy I do.
Just real quick, Philadelphia, the movie with gay Tom Hanks dying of AIDS and Denzel Washington is his straight ally. That one, it was like a direct thing of what
Should
you
I add
just
it?
said in the thing.
I added
No,
to my
probably
list.
not. Probably
Oh,
not.
thank
In
God.
fact, I think it's funny. Tom Hanks even said he wouldn't do that movie now.
Oh, really? One
Yeah,
would
'cause
say
he shouldn't have been playing a gay man.
you never go full homo.
Oh. Although some might say that's the exact type of role he should be playing.
Yeah, he's perfectly fitted for it.
Because he's a gay. Yeah. Yeah.
Allegedly. All right. Any other show and tell before we move on to some sadder things like Beetlejuice?
I do have something that can perfectly transition us into Beetlejuice that is also
You
a show
are
and tell.
our director of transition, so yes,
So,
please.
okay, so I went to see it, and I wanted to get the sandworm popcorn bucket. So I
reasons.
drove extra to go to an AMC theater.
Gets lonely out there in the fields.
I tell you,
Hayden's girthy. Okay.
Unfortunately, they did not have the sandworm popcorn bucket. But whenever they went to look for them, they did find another random box of popcorn buckets that was in the bag.
If you don't pull a popcorn, okay, I was gonna say if you don't pull something out, I'm gonna be mad.
I was able to get the Batman searchlight that they had just lost in the bag.
We've talked about that. Wait, but that's supposed to be for the Batman, which isn't out yet.
Yes.
So they're probably not supposed to have sold that to you, right?
It's the Batman 85th anniversary edition popcorn bucket.
Which is like
it's
later this month or next month or something. Yeah, wait, you're probably not supposed to have that. I love it.
Probably not supposed to have it yet, but they found it in the back and they sold it to me.
Yeah, Sonia, wait, come on, we got to summon Sonia.
And I
We
say
need
this with an unblemished record of staunch heterosexuality. Absolutely. It's fabulous.
I'm so fucking jealous.
Me too.
They just had him
Didn't
sitting
see that.
there, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'll take
it
one of
lights up.
those.
It lights up, right?
He beat me peanut butter in Kuwait because I got all the jelly in the world right here.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I'm trying to contain my anger.
It's so girthy. Oh my god.
Signal there on the back.
It's,
yeah, you can't
yeah,
see
it's
it
like a
very well.
wall size signal. Jesus.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Like, and they just had him sitting there, and so I got like the 10 Book of the Dead popcorn like tin that they had, and then I saw those, and I was like, oh, I'll take one of those.
Wizards of the Coast at the Pinkertons after a YouTuber for having like some magic cards too early. Pinkertons are about to come knocking on your door.
Yeah,
probably. I'm both coping and fucking seething right now.
But you know what? Chris Gore has one, so if they haven't kicked in his door yet, they're probably not gonna kick in mine.
It's the first thing I'm gonna steal.
You said it's AMC theaters, man. I like
I don't
my
have any
theater,
AMC
but
near me. That's the thing. Just like this is a fucking not an AMC
I drove
town.
45 minutes to
Yeah.
get to the nearest AMC.
It's a Cinemark town.
And stumbled
AMC
upon
here.
the
Yeah.
Batman searchlight rather than getting the Beetlejuice sandworm bucket. So worked out.
yeah, I'm jealous. So the woman sitting next to me had like a soda thing that had a gravestone on it, and that's all we really had, sadly. Beetlejuice. I don't know what this Beetlejuice 2 is, but I think he's talking about Beetlejuice earns a pretty impressive 41.5 million in the film's domestic opening day, third highest domestic opening of 2024. So I assume number one would be, wait, does that mean Deadpool and Wolverine and Inside Out 2? Is it the third highest after those?
Yeah, it would be Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Right, and Inside Out 2 is this year. So yeah, because it was this summer. So that means what? Is that right?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, I mean, for sure it's Deadpool and Wolverine in this now.
And it hit 13 million on the Thursday previews, so it's gonna make some money.
Oh, it's on the way to make $100 million if you include
domestic.
Oh, overall. I think it was including overall. I don't know about.
Oh, was it?
Including this weekend? Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I meant for the weekend. Was they were projecting
how much
like
do you think
90
it's
to
going to
120
actually make overall?
Overall, I'm gonna guess. I'd say 600 to 700 million.
I say that a little less. This is going to have a steep drop off once the hardcore fans stop and like word of mouth goes around.
Getting that nostalgia. And yeah, the word of mouth, which we're about to do, not the best. Hayden liked it a little bit more than me and Badger, but
yeah.
If they made it better,
series, I thought it was great, but it was, as a movie, it was bloated. All the performances are great. It's just not enough of some and too much intermediary scenes. And I don't know.
Performances were good, but like writing and story, nothing really did it for me there.
I hated the convenient bicycle. It really pissed me off whenever she was like leaving the house and conveniently right outside of the garage, there's just a bicycle. Nobody's been at the house forever.
I thought she was going to end up, the twist was going to be that she was dead because she goes through a fence and then just absolutely destroys her face on a tree. She should be, I thought that was going to be the twist, was she was actually dead because she right into the mother.
I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll just say that I was whispering to my girlfriend the entire time before any twists happened what the plot was. The writing was, it was paper thin. You could just see through it and you knew exactly where everything was going to go. And it was like, like it was okay.
Leon enjoyed it, if I'm not mistaken.
Lots of fun.
Shame. I was being generous, giving it about a 5.5, but I figured I was probably going to settle on 5. I've basically already settled on 5. And if I watched it again and was critical, would probably be giving it a 4.5. Badger settled on a 5 out of 10. You still feeling a 5 out of 10?
Yeah, and I like that you actually said shame to Leon.
Shame.
Yes. What's going on, my Nutella? I liked all the performances. I liked all the characters. I liked all the dynamics, and I liked the setups. It's just they were not executed properly.
Lydia's hair and costume being like the exact same, and the spiky bangs. Did that bug you as much as it bugged me?
It just didn't. It felt out of place. Like it was supposed to feel in place, and it just felt wrong.
I again see this shit makes me want to defend words. It's like the criticism of the movie is that there was a climate change poster and there was a bicycle on the side of the house.
Oh, I've got
many
other complaints. Yeah,
right, but they would be maybe spoiler territory.
Right.
Yeah,
I guess what I'm saying is those things don't even mention. Don't even note of like a mention. I think, but
the bicycle thing for me, it was just that was the first moment in the movie that I did a heavy eye roll. Like, oh my god, are you kidding?
That one was.
I think that was the first one that really hit me.
Well, and guess what? There's a lot of people that are going to be just like the Flash movie. They're going to show from Michael Keaton, and it's just not going to be that many people.
I mean. So I think they're going to make some money. They got to hit
Tim
about
Burton
400,
fans.
About 400 to break even. I think
make money because you're already seeing some videos being pumped out there. So you're going to see a massive drop off. Like, do you think it's going to hit probably around 400 million?
The screaming girls next to me in the goddamn Beetlejuice outfits and shit like that, they maybe will see it again while their mom is bored and on her phone the whole time. And I kept waiting for the mom to look up. There's even a scene real quick because it's been in the trailers where someone gets sucked into their phone. And I was like, is she going to? Oh, she's looking at her phone. But I was trying to gauge like reactions. They didn't laugh at any of the jokes because they were too adult to get, but they laughed at fucking the romance scenes. And so people that like Keaton and Beetlejuice will go see it, but is that enough to push it over 600? I don't know.
Beetlejuice has a massive like fan base though, and so does Tim Burton. And
but you got to put a lot of factors into it, like the economy. You got to look at like
that sounds not horrible, Leon. Yeah,
people are just tired of the movies, like going to movie theaters, unless it's really, really, really going to be a big movie, and people rely on YouTube. And so when you hear word of mouth that it's you're going to see a massive drop, and then you're going to see people come out and say, "You guys are all misogynists. You guys are racist. You guys you're going to see this pushback again, and you're going to see actors come out and say things like, this is the cycle we go through all the time."
By the way, sorry, I just thought of it in my head, Gooch. This is why she looks the same, because she's banking. She literally has a TV show where she's Lydia Dietz from the Ghost House.
Yeah,
the house is still in use, by the way. It had that shroud, not because it was in disuse, but it was a mourning shroud. She still lives there. The daughter is at a boarding school. Lydia still fucking lives there.
Oh, does she?
Like on the off when she's not shooting, like if they still own the house, it's still used, and like the mom.
Okay, I was under. I guess misunderstood because I thought they had moved off.
She's famous for being Lydia from the Ghost. So that look when she's a teen, that's why she still looks. She's like an Elvira.
Yeah.
She has the same patented look because there's scenes where she's not on screen, where it's just her, and they're like, it's not as hardcore. Like it's a specific look she does for the show. Yeah.
I didn't realize, I guess, that she still lived in that house. Like I thought that they had basically left the house because
no, I'm not saying she's currently living there all the time, because I think show that like her and her boyfriend live whatever, like have an apartment to do the shit, but it's like she still has the house.
They still have it.
It's not like it was completely empty because it's their trademark. She's literally Lydia from the Ghost House. In fact, at first I thought they were filming it in the fucking house, but it's like maybe they hollowed it out to do a studio. I don't know. She's still hot.
The same thing, but
she's still hot. She could still act.
There was also the convenient, we found a loophole and they moved on.
So that was another couple of things. So I will just say, one of the guys, like the principal from Ferris Bueller, Jeffrey Jones, it was discovered in 2000 and something that he maybe had some PDF things going on. And so you don't talk about him anymore, which is why I found it very interesting the way they handled that he died hunting in the Amazon, bird watching, or whatever the fuck.
My biggest the stop motion, like the claymation. What were your thoughts on
that? I didn't have a problem.
I thought it
was the first one.
I thought it was weird that they just threw it in randomly. They were just like, and we're going to show you this story with just claymation, and then we're never going to bring it up. We're not going to talk about it. Nothing else is going to be claymation. Just
is claymation not in the first one?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
But are there like full blown stop motion? Because I thought like the worms and things they used it for like effects, but were there full stop motion scenes?
Right. Yeah, there was stop motion because they had those doors, like they opened up and they
but that's not a full blown scene of claymation.
To me, it's not even that it's a scene. It's that they told a backstory just using claymation, and then they really didn't give it to us.
Here's what I think. The actor is disavowed, but the character was still liked, and so he was trying to do service, and that's why he had it. And they do the thing at the end that sort of he's still trying to say goodbye to his character while not acknowledging the actor. And this also goes to why we got that loophole of they moved on, bro. We can't have Alec Baldwin in this goddamn movie. Sorry, ABF. So like those were just contrivances because of real world things. So
but that's my reason for not in there. They were just
plenty of other ones, bro. Plenty of other ones, like how certain transactions work and don't work at the end, and how the fuck Beetlejuice's powers actually work. How is he a one thing if it shows that he was once a what? Hey man, I don't know. I just work here. Work here. Bear the rings of power.
Oh, that I agree.
So in general, do you think it would have been better just not to do a sequel?
Yes.
But that being said, if this movie had like 30 minutes cut out of it and about 20 more, like and this doesn't really spoil anything. If all you did was take her out of the boarding school that they set up in the beginning and put her living together, same dysfunctional relationship, and then have Monica Bellucci's character be a far more pivotal thing and more threatening and longer in there, holy hell, would you have had a banger like with stakes? But there's just so much bloat and extra.
Monica
Bellucci like a TV
series was not even needed in the show. Her and
maybe 2 minutes
Willem
altogether.
Dafoe, they were literally just MacGuffins that barely kept the story moving.
How dare you? Willem Dafoe was the best part, but also, it could have been removed. Also,
completely.
I mean, if she were removed, he would be as well. He was probably.
Do you feel like just hearing, because I haven't seen it yet, but like, do you feel like it was just a cash grab? And like when it's all said and done,
I think the studio.
I feel
wanted
like
to
it was
make
a love
monies.
letter to something from the past.
Yeah, I think studios wanted to make money, and Tim Burton might have thought it was a love letter and a goodbye, and might have thought he still had what he had before. And Michael Keaton certainly likes to get paychecks and makes no ifs, ands, or buts that he doesn't really give a shit about it, at least with the Batman, like when they asked him about Batman being canceled. Looked like he was having a good time, and I don't have a problem with a single performance in the movie.
Right.
It's just the editing and cutting. Pacing.
The intention was there, but the end product was cash grab.
I do not. The execution was not there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I feel like it's like one of those
it's not a cash
reunion
grab,
shows. I feel like it's like a reunion show, like say Cheers did a reunion show, and everyone got together like 20 years later and tried to capture that moment again, and it just falls flat. I feel like that's the same thing here with this movie. Am I wrong? Or because I haven't seen it, but if that's
it's what
that's
Leon
the vibe
says,
I'm getting.
ironically. This is, by the way, if you ever wonder why I go like from 1 to 10 with Leon, is because he always knows what we're all saying, and he even probably accepts it, and he still goes down his goddamn. I don't think it's a crap because it wasn't a cash grab. We don't know if we'll ever get to do this again, so let's throw everything at the wall. That's the problem. They fucking threw everything at the wall, and if they maybe scraped off all that extra shit, that would have been a solid Jackson Pollock thrown up on that wall. But instead, it's us pretending to be Jackson Pollock, where it's just
give us what we
mismatch.
really want. A movie where Beetlejuice is the main character. Fuck it, the toy.
But they talk about like he wrote like a really great sequel and how much time he took in to put into this. So if this is what we're getting,
so this is the other thing. The two ghosts, like they were basically the main characters, and then they're gone. So that whole dynamic you don't really get. Jenna Ortega ends up like meeting.
Is there any mention of them at all? But is there any mention?
There is, and what they mentioned, the line is literally, "Well, they're not here anymore. We found a loophole, and they were able to move on."
Somehow, Palpatine returned.
That's how they just dismiss them. They just say, "We found a loophole, and they were able to move on," and they never addressed again.
I didn't need Gina Davis or Alex. Sorry, ABF. It was about the daughter, Lydia and her daughter, and about kids.
But that was the best part about Ghostbusters, and then they removed it, and it was good, and then it sucked, and that's what they removed. They needed something like that. It was the whole. It was like the heart of the first movie. Also, the heart of the first movie, the whole Deo dance number. How did you feel about this dance number?
It wasn't even the dance number. They ruined Deo in this one. They stole the whole vibe and just went, nah, we're just gonna shit on that and just make it not the Deo song that you wanted to hear. Yeah, it's like an homage that was poorly executed and just kind of left you with a sour taste in your mouth.
Oh god.
Because they do use the song.
I mean, I did not see Gooch. You'll agree with him because you don't like musicals, and it's a fucking musical.
The movie.
I mean, they're lip syncing, but
Beetlejuice
the
makes
whole movie
like a comment about
no, and just the scene at the end. Well, there's a couple scenes, but
all right. So back to this real quick. So the third best opening of the week, best opening weekend of 2024 behind Inside Out, which was 154 mil. This is going to break 100 mil, and Deadpool and Wolverine, that was 211, and it opened with 123 million. That's a bit closer to what this is going to get, and that made 700 mil. So good chance this thing it's like 600. So it's going to make like 250 million.
I don't know if it's because if everything what you're saying is true, I think there's going to be a massive drop off just because of the critics and the YouTube reviewers.
I don't necessarily think that, because I do think that Beetlejuice has a big fan base. I think a lot of people will want to go watch the movie just for themselves. And I would say, like, I give it like a 6, just because it does strike some of those nostalgia chords for me. But if you look at it critically, they did not hit the mark that they were going for with this. And I think a lot of people will ignore that stuff. Whereas for me watching it, I found some of it annoying, but I think that there's going to be a lot of normies that aren't perpetually online or terminally online, as it were, that aren't watching YouTube and stuff, that will just go see it.
I just want to say that the funniest thing in the entire movie is seeing the Latino in the afterlife working at the immigration counter. I don't know if he did that on purpose or if that was a synchronicity. If that was the simulation going, hey, buddy, look at this. Look what I'm going to do. Either way, I laughed my ass off.
I didn't have I had no feelings. Like that was the whole her driving motivation the whole time. I didn't give a crap about her dad. I don't care.
Well, they didn't introduce us to him besides the
Leon.
climate change poster.
Yeah. And again, the whole thing of that's the whole plot point that the dad was an activist, and so the daughter followed in the footsteps, and Lydia was a fucking save the whales in the first movie. Yeah. It's fine. It's a poster on a wall for 0.3 seconds, and it's never mentioned again.
Yep. She does mention it one more time about activism.
There's a joke about good luck affording things being a tree hugger.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the things you
that's not even
me,
the one
I
I'm
watched,
thinking of.
But I'm just saying they were all actively making fun of.
Yes. They did actively make fun of
including the boyfriend, which is a walking man bun having fucking
even if it's
2.0.
satire, it's still all estrogen. There's no testosterone still. Even if it is meant to be satire, they literally killed all the men off and castrated the one male. And I said that was for people who are sensitive to the woke stuff. There's a lot of stuff that they're not going to like.
Yeah, that's true.
But there were several of those times where even I cringed when they did it. And I think I groaned at one moment too. So it's not just nothing. It is something. And some people take little nothings and turn it into big something. So those people definitely don't like that.
She's very good. The moment she played, because she can do "See You Next Tuesday" very well, closed off. But then when she's doing her flirting scenes, she does this the look away smile. She played it very well and Disarming. Yeah, I can see how you could fall for her. Very, very cool. I'd like to see her in more roles. I haven't watched Wednesday. To think she was going to be Chani. Did you hear that she was going to be Chani in Dune?
Really?
2, yeah, and instead Zendaya got chosen over her.
Been so much better.
I know, huh?
That's upsetting. Oh my god.
There you go. Anyway, but yeah, we try to like things. I don't know. Like I said, I like what I like.
Speaking of,
oh yeah, there you go. Want me to shit on it?
Tricked Badger into watching an anime that he enjoyed. This is an anthology. I'm evangelical. I can't stop mentioning it. The first one is fan-freaking-tastic. If you like space horrors, this is on Amazon Prime. So if you already have Prime, it's fricka free. Watch the first part. Holy crap, 1995. Same director as Akira. Whoa. Any other thoughts before we move on?
No, it was
Mobius.
good.
A lot of Mobius in there.
Gooch, Irwin show, that's the type of anime I do like, is if it's realistically drawn where it looks like not exaggerated and shit like that.
Princess Mononoke next.
It reminded me of when he's talking about the first one. It reminded me of Love, Death, and Robots Volume 3, the Aquila Rift one. He hasn't seen it, so I don't want to spoil it, but very similar overtones. Good though.
So you like the Mobius stuff style? You like
you say Mobius, and I think of Jared Leto. Which
that's Morbius.
Morbius, I know, but I still Mobius. The time.
Well,
DC.
Do you know Heavy Metal Magazine?
Kills it.
Aware of it.
Okay. Heavy Metal Magazine had a lot of sci-fi and stories in there, like comic strip stories, and then they did a movie, a Heavy Metal. So
should that be on my list?
I saw the movie. The movie Heavy Metal's awesome. That needs to be on the list for sure.
Yeah, check it out. Still, it's North American, but there's a lot of really cool stuff in there. I'm just curious in your take on that. And I'm trying to think a couple other things. Like Appleseed would be another one.
By the way, real quick, Catherine O'Hara.
Just watched.
Would.
Yeah. Oh, and
Would.
I thought Jenna, she was fine. She wasn't good. There's nothing I liked about her character really.
Appleseed there, Leon. Or
I've heard it.
Wow, Irwin.
Yeah, hi buddy.
Yeah, well, I compared the art style to a Ghost in the Shell, Cowboy Bebop, Akira. You like that '90s style, the more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, if memory has that, I'm for sure checking it out.
The other one after it is good, and the one after that, I'm like, why? But the first one, Magnetic Rose, is fan-freaking-tastic. 44 minutes long, super easy watch. They get, pretty darn straight to the point. Lots of atmosphere. You like aliens and that sort of space horrors, then definitely check it out.
Back when 2D was actually 2D.
Hello there.
Yeah,
what up, Ron?
What up, Ron?
All right, Agatha All Along is going to be here September 18th. That's 11 days. This is just a public service announcement.
No.
Also, ABF said they're not going to watch Party Folie à because it's a musical. Who wants to tell ABF that Agatha All Along is also going to have musical numbers in it?
They can't.
I think 1 to 2 per episode.
They can't help themselves.
Yes, yes.
But we're going to change things up at Marvel. We fired all the people. We got rid of all these. But
now that's a little
they're not changing up.
Scooch.
No.
No. Now, what my friend Chris Gore, friend of the channel, said, very bad. This is all stuff that's been done for quite a long time.
Yes,
but they're still coming out and saying this stuff this week. They've come out and they allow these people to say this shit. This is where they gotta put a leash.
You should.
Scooch is oppressing them.
Wait. You can't?
No.
Oh.
Yes, that's why there's that lawsuit.
Bo. Hello, Bo.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, that's the fucking lawsuit because you can't do that. Yeah.
But they are.
I'll save her.
Listen, they're not getting rid of
because
any
it goes
of
along
the
with what they
shit.
want.
It's a change in tactics. That's all it is. They were able to fire all of their DEI department or disseminate them throughout the company, and they're just changing the approach. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, we know it's
they're bridging. They're bridging.
What's today's secret word?
I think it was
correct.
Yeah, go.
All right, and then
how are you doing that? Those clips, so it's like, oh, we're masochists. We just sit there waiting for someone to say something, then we can clip. Yeah, that's how we're doing it.
Tomak, I will say I am finally going to get Crunchyroll because I wanted to watch this anime called movie Your Name, and then I noticed they had Knowing and Witchcraft Works on there as well. And then so I'll do Your Name, Knowing, and then for my man Hayden, I gotta watch Free Ren finally, and then I'll watch some Witchcraft Works. So
do it.
Coming soon.
Free Ren, fantastic.
I can't wait for Agatha.
I can't. I don't want to watch it. I don't know if I can do it, man. It's witch multiverse. That's what they're doing. Like they've got the witch from the Wizard of Oz and all of this other shit in it, and it's gonna be so bad.
I can't wait for you to watch Ninja Scroll, Erwin.
I'm seeing it in theater next week. Cobra, here. I added it to the list just for you guys.
Yeah.
B-Man kept demanding it, so I had to add it.
You're seeing Ninja Scroll in theater next week?
For the first time. Feel free to hate me, but I'm seeing it in dub. I don't care. Fight me.
I can't wait.
Have
for you
two
to
different
watch
screenings?
Yeah, sub and a dub.
Can you imagine everyone goes to the one?
I assume everyone's in the sub. There's only 2 other people in the dub when I got my ticket.
Fucking Guy Jin up there by yourselves.
Oh yeah, speaking of, I'm gonna look at the app. I'm gonna see what the Beetlejuices are looking like. Let's see. So okay, yeah, anime, and then Godfather 2. Good chance that's what I watched today. Yeah, good chance I watch Godfather 2, or I'm gonna watch that anime I was just talking about. And we gotta talk about it real quick. Badger, you watched that episode 4 Rings of Power. You didn't think it was as terrible as some of us thought.
No, but like it did, because I heard him say it. Like it did basically confirm that the stranger is Gandalf. Which is so funny because I thought, are they smart enough to do the first level of deception, get us like liking this guy, and then discover it's actually Saruman? That would be fine, but it's not that clever. But it's people that are sort of dumb but think they're smart would do that. Much like the "I am your mother" from the Acolyte. It's like, oh man, they weren't even smart enough to do that. They just did the most obvious, basic bitch shit. You leave Sam Wilson alone. Yeah. So Mithrandir or whatever was mentioned specifically, which is Gandalf.
Yeah, and they're stealing so much stuff from like the movies, and the line they had for this one was like creatures in all the dark places, whatever that line was. They repurposed for this episode.
Yeah, one of them said he was like, "You're the Lord of the Rings." I was like, he said it. He said the thing.
Dude, they keep saying it. Like I haven't even seen this episode, but they just keep going. Oh, the Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings.
Was there a bunch of spots?
I was about to show the amount of showings for the standard Beetlejuice. There's like 15 to 20 showings today.
The theater that I checked was showing it. They had a showing starting every hour, and every one of them for Thursday night was sold out until you got to 20. I think it was the 8:45 showing.
But here's what I'm saying. I think we're going to see a steep fucking drop off, like of the 70 to 80% varietal.
You think it's going to be that high?
Yeah. If like a standard one is 60%, if a standard drop off from 1 week is normally like in the 60s, yeah, I do think it's going to be in the 70s or 80s. Because what we just said, all the normal people that aren't super hardcore fans are going to go, but like, well, I like this and this, but I don't know. What?
All right. This is the most full I've ever I've never seen one more full than this theater.
Yeah.
Like I said, whenever we were looking on Thursday, all the way up until 8:45 p.m., they were like sold out.
We shall see.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Where are we at with Deadpool and Wolverine that we originally said was going to make 2, and then we reined it to like, maybe 1.5. I think it's up to 1.4. So that might have been accurate.
I said 1.2, so it's gone past what I thought it was going to do.
Yeah. Oh, I knew fucking Hugh Jackman. If you at least make it basic, bitch, Hugh Jackman in an X-Men was, and then it was a little bit more, not the story, but like the characters. Yeah. While his characters were good, I did like them. I liked all of them. It's just, like I said, not enough. I don't know. I think word of mouth might exit it.
So the first one I showed was the 7 o'clock premium theater. This is the 8 o'clock standard, also completely full.
Castle in the Sky.
When people actually sit next to each other, that's when you know people are hungry to see something.
There's no buffer zone in between.
Yeah,
like they're filling it out.
Yeah, I would say for Studio Ghibli fans, if you didn't hear us talk about it yesterday, Boy and the Heron is on Max now, and not the best Studio Ghibli, but quite good. And if you've missed some of the more magical elements in his most recent ones, it's all sorts of magical. It's definitely worth a watch.
By the way, do you remember back in the day when there was just like an unspoken thing of you go to the movie with your boys and you have to sit one seat apart? I don't. It stopped at some point. Now everyone just sits next to each other because, ironically, avoiding it is gayer than doing the one spot in between.
I think I know why it stopped. The reason it stopped is because they started putting the reclining seats, and you have 2 armrest spaces.
That is why it stopped. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
for a reason, I thought it might have been progressive, but no, it was just simply we had more spots.
Yep.
Chairs updated. What are we doing here? Right. First and foremost. Hold on. Did you want to get to 38 seconds, Erwin, or? It happened just as you did it. It started. That actually perfect.
Nerdgasm.
That was great. Good. This one is actually my favorite.
Yes. This is actually a good moment to go a little off topic because as I was discussing last month, how I wanted to try to, get a new PC, do a little like light crowdfunding, nothing official, Maybe, hey, 2 months, I'll be able to get a PC. You guys ended up making it a month I could get a PC. And then you guys blew past that number, and I finally started thinking, oh my God.
Someone got an OLED.
Dude, that thing, he already had the giant wide one. You needed another? Oh my, is it just
building
2
a hypnotic cave, like a bat cave, which what you'll be building soon, the Nerd Wars cave.
Oh, actually, this is a bad time. No, you should leave. We're talking about things right now.
Bye.
So I was going to get the PC, but like, you guys hit like the crowdfunding goal in half the time, and then you guys blew past that to a new crowdfunding goal I didn't even know was possible. So my thought is, instead of getting a new PC, how about I go hardcore and start working on a new documentary and start working on being able to go full time?
Documentary.
That's what I want to do because I don't need a PC. I just kind of want one because I'm going to need one eventually. But I'm not going to need one until I'm doing like some hardcore like documentary editing. So I don't even really need it now. I say I put that money towards making another documentary. So that's what I want to ask chat. Should I go hardcore and make a lot more videos and stream more and all that stuff? Or, because that's the thing is, I don't even spend all that much time editing for like Hypno
documentary.
All my time is spent watching animes and movies for you guys. So I'd have to cut them back like a little bit so I had more time for documentary and all this other stuff. But I kind of want to go hardcore again. I've had a nice break. The fact that you guys pay me to watch movies, like every time I go to sit down to watch something, it warms my fucking heart that this is my job. I love you guys so much. So I could go easy mode and keep doing that, and then the channel is just going to keep dying, and ABF and Tomac and all you other wonderful people are going to keep carrying me hard. But I kind of want to do some of my own carrying, and I also want to make a comic book. I want to be not just plugging like Joe's comic books on my stream. I want to one day be able to plug my own comic book. And to do that, I got to grow the audience a bit more. Thankfully, we got the support. You guys are amazing, but we got to grow that audience a bit more. I'd love to do it for represent
the audience, man.
Like, yeah, that's.
Okay, so if you're having issues like I have with my computer, My network card
not
is
really
dying.
having issues. That's the thing. It's getting old. I
Yeah,
might have some issues eventually.
If you're not having issues right now and you can float it, I say documentary, dude.
I agree.
Yeah, because I started doing the math and I was like, wait a second. They accidentally crowdfunded something I didn't even think was possible to make us like. I'd rather us crowdfunded a documentary than a PC, and so it's like, yeah. But also, I said like I was going to buy a PC with it, which I'm still going to. It's just going to be more several months from now rather than in like 2 weeks is what I originally was going to do.
Yeah, not like those bad ones. You make a good one.
Well, that's the thing is I'm not you until you do some like hardcore editing. You don't understand how time consuming just the editing part is.
Bro.
But that's the other thing is if I'm going to be starting on it in like 3 months, I have to start now. Like I've already started collecting links and stuff again. I had my previous Gamergate documentary that I was going to work on, but I was too burnt out to do. I've got so much research from that. So I wanted to do The Fall of Woke, the documentary. 15 minutes of the woke Hollywood failing, 15 minutes of video games failing, and then 15 minutes of some geopolitical new world orders / get up off your ass, we're the media. Now, holy okay, well, so do a documentary, you say?
I said documentary, yeah. I mean, I think that we're kind of in agreement on this.
Okay, I figured, yeah. And obviously I was going to...
You ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
Yeah, and, I was going to ask you and, Tomac and ABF, I figured you all would probably just say do documentary. But I said I was going to buy a PC, so, and obviously I'm going to, but push it back a little bit so I can work on documentary and going full time and actually making videos for this channel. I say let's do it, right? Let's do it. Let's go.
Do it, dude.
All right.
Grow
Okay,
the channel, man.
It's going to be so much work.
Like somebody with your talent and the way that you're able to edit. There was a reason I asked the other day, how long did it take you to make that video from the time you decided? And you said like 30 minutes. It takes me a full 2.5 hours to bring stuff up, record, and then edit my recording. It's about 2.5 to 3 hours before I can get a 10 to 20 minute video out.
I'm doing a Fauci expose. Fauci killed that gay kid in the comic book. Fauci did this to you.
Excuse me, Nerd Wars. You do not know what you are talking about. I am the dark side and all of the Sith. I mean, the science.
It is
the real grift.
All right, excellent. So I'm gonna start getting on that, and we'll see how this next month, couple months go. And yeah, we'll find a nice Indian for Hypno, or possibly Sri Lankan. But yes, excellent. Just wanted to check with you guys. Though I'm only here because I originally did political documentaries on Alex Jones's site, Band Video, and I just got so burnt out on that, and I found the fellowship and all that. So I asked on my Subscribe Star, did a poll. Should I do this, fourth turning, like Cycles of Civilization documentary, or should I do a nerd pop culture documentary? And the one person who voted, he was like my original supporter, changed my freaking life by saying culture war documentary. And if it weren't for that one vote, that one supporter, my life would probably be considerably different now. So when I say this channel belongs to chat and like I wouldn't be here without all you guys, I very much so mean it. So I genuinely do care your guys' thoughts. I figured you guys would want me to do another documentary though. So I'm probably all right. It's happening. It's happening. All right, now we're going to talk about some other stuff. Thank you so ABF. Oh my God, guys.
Extra hard membership now. You have a double. Graph web.
For fuck's sake.
Cancel Disney Plus. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. So yeah, for the next month or two, I'll probably pretend like I was fundraise, we're crowdfunding for my documentary. You guys practically already funded it. So yeah, I was what I made on YouTube last month was more than the month I made when I put out the 3 documentaries and the full documentary that got like 750,000 or so views and was like 3 hours long for the total. And I put so many ads. We beat that by a little bit last month. So you guys,
that's the one that pushed me over the edge.
I know. And Badger was like, you need to do another documentary so we can get more people up off their ass, which made me so happy to hear him say.
He had the perfect music. He showed everyone saying inspiring shit. It was like we had maybe just seen glimpses that it was possible to bleed the demon after a couple of years of, And yeah, that's when was like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. At least in my head.
That is how we win. No one's coming to save us but us.
Yep.
And I say like nerds can save the world, and it sounds kind of ridiculous, a little rhetorical. No, it's literally happening, like 150 at a time.
Fuck Rings of Power. Fuck Naughty Dog. Solo lost money, and we will talk to you later.
The Rings of Power from Games Radar doesn't need to stick to canon. It honors Tolkien by expanding it. Elizabeth Hunte told me it was totally Tolkien.
Who are these fucktards? Because they really just
Molly Edwards. Let's see if we have a picture of Molly.
Demons.
All right. This is Molly Edwards. It's black and white picture. I assume it's blonde hair. If not, probably pink is my guess. So they are just all over the place. But yeah, like, tell a Lord of the Rings fan that Rings of Power doesn't need to stick to canon because they're just making it even bigger and better. They took what Tolkien did and then they just improved upon it.
Look, don't you
Bastardizing,
understand?
improved.
Don't you understand that he was a product of his time, and he's very patriarchal and homophobic and transphobic, and we now have the benefits of the future. We know what's best, and we can rewrite it for what he really meant to say had he been raised right and in modern times.
Yeah, ask Star Wars how that's going.
Yeah,
going great. It's going great. Gooch, thanks for mentioning it. It's just the same way Concord is going great. We would love to talk to everyone about it, Dustborn too, but there's just this loud tidal wave of bigots that are yelling louder than all the positive people trying to talk about it.
So this was what Gary got to wake up to this morning. The Lord of the Rings on Prime says, okay, we ship them. She was introduced at the end of last episode, and then at the end of this episode, she doesn't just metaphorically, we're not just making a joke, she literally cucks them.
When you said
official
it,
account,
you said
okay,
it
we
before
ship
that
them.
she cucked him, and I was watching, I was like, where did she cuck him? And I was like, okay, it's revealed that she's a wildling, and then it's like this, okay. But then I was like, at the end, right, they're gonna get it, they overcome, and no, her boyfriend walks up, she's like, oh, you're still alive? Bye.
Okay, I'm just saying we might be able to make some corrective action in society if, say, there were specific places that we put the shippers, like if we threw them onto. Well, I was gonna say
prison barges,
their own little camps, and we could just send them.
I don't think we can approve of making camps for anyone. That's horrible. That's no. But I do agree. What Carlin said. No, because what Carlin said is the better choice. We should just wall off one of the lesser used states and then send them all there. It could be like a reality show.
It could be the same thing. I'm just saying the shippers are causing all the problems. All right.
Retaliate against Mexico for not stopping illegal immigration by sending all the anime avatar Twitter people there.
Mexico's great though. If you've ever been to Mexico City,
they'll stop immigration real quick if we start doing that. All right, or we threaten to nonstop play the Minecraft movie trailer, which, as we all can agree, was god awful. But then we got Kotaku here. Sorry.
Ready now.
The Minecraft movie isn't meant to be for
None
you,
of
so
this
they dropped.
stuff is meant for us.
Then who the fuck is it?
I don't care about oxygen. I need boobies, nothing more.
Okay. No one look up NTR. It's cucking. We'll just say it's a nice way to say cucking, but isn't it worse?
It's worse.
Isn't it?
Nothing is worse than Rings of Power.
No,
wait, is there?
It's not incestual. It's
okay.
Nitorare.
Turns out I'm also not gonna look up NTR to mock. This is why my mom says I can't hang out with you anymore.
Bad influences.
Also,
don't want you hanging out with those boys, Erwin.
If you just recently received a membership from Hayden or ABF, we do also have some DGen emotes there for all of you wonderful chatters to use.
Yeah. They walked in and were like, remember, no Russian. Just hit everyone with memberships.
This wasn't made for you, Hayden, or anyone. I still think it's going to make a bunch of fucking money. But basically the whole thing is it's not made for you. It's made for dumb 9-year-olds, which is right, but it's Kotaku, so it does the whole, oh, you're stupid, and it doesn't matter if you don't like it, where it's like, it's true, it doesn't matter how good it is, they're still going to buy it, but Kotaku does their whole ivory tower nonsense.
Archive that, because whenever we get closer and they're starting to go, where's the hype for Minecraft? Because all of us who are adults and are online,
did you
we're
see
not
the
gonna be
ratio?
talking about it.
The trailer
Oh
ratio,
no, what is it?
This is for Warner Brothers Pictures. 1.2 million downvotes to 581 upvotes. So half.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
And still, the upvotes are pretty decent. So I still think it's if their upvotes weren't there, I'd be like, oh, maybe it's not gonna make money.
IGN, their upload, 41,000 upvotes to 60,000 downvotes. So it's ratioed.
This is basically what Hayden was saying. The game isn't for you. Okay. The game failed and it's all your fault. And
And
this
I don't think this
Badger,
is going to fail.
Right.
This is Honey Badger Arcade right here. You're wondering
There you
like
go.
why he's the girl that Vivian James. But yes, what are you saying, Hayden?
Well, I was going to say, I don't think Minecraft is going to fail by any means because there are enough parents that are going to take their kids who see it and, okay, Minecraft. But it says a lot about what the quality of the movie is when in the trailer twice they gave us animal chewing grass as a funny moment. Like that says a lot about the quality of it.
And it's a Beetlejuice situation. It's going to make money off name alone. But if it were good, it could make so much money. But they said, no, we don't need to do that. We just want the money from name alone. When it could make so much more money. Gucci, you seem really excited about this topic.
It's not gonna. It's gonna flop hard. Like you think it's gonna make.
So you think it's gonna make less? You don't think it's gonna hit break even? I don't think it's gonna hit $1 billion. I said if they'd released it in summer, it could hit $1 billion. But honestly, it's if they released it in summer and it were good, it could hit $1 billion.
Well, it's coming out in April.
Yeah,
So-
instead of summer for some reason.
I'd be surprised if it hits 600 million.
I really would love to hear why people actually like Beetlejuice. But yeah, so what are you saying, Hayden?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I think that the fact that it is Minecraft and knowing how big Minecraft is in with kids, I think they're gonna want to see it. They've loved Jack Black in
but kids
Mario.
don't go to movies really anymore.
The mom, like I said, the mom on her phone that took the kids. That's what I think we'll be dealing with.
I think that's going to be a lot of it. Yeah.
Killer Tide says kid is a fan, doesn't like the trailer, but I read it wrong. All right, doesn't like the trailer, does like the game, doesn't want to see it. I thought that was saying that they didn't like the trailer and they were still going to see it because I think a lot of kids are going to be like, oh, that looks dumb, but still want to go see it because kids have poor taste.
I found it. Sorry, this is what I was looking for because this is really what we're dealing with in every single. It doesn't matter if it's a movie or a TV show or game. This is the fucking thing. This is the entire fucking cycle we keep going through.
Yep.
We tell you, hey, we like this thing. Don't change the things we like about it. And they go, no, we're going to do it anyway. It was always like this. And fuck you. If you don't like it, it's not made for you. And then after they alienate us and no one shows up to see it, or just a few people that like the change go up to see it and it's not enough, they go, why didn't everyone go see it? And then we do the whole thing all over again every time they get a new fucking property.
I said this earlier. It's a cycle. It's the same freaking cycle. Yeah, it is.
We're trapped.
It's the same fucking shit.
We're trapped. And then when they do things good, right? Like the One Pieces or the whatever, where they actually listen, they think, oh, well, it was just a one-off.
Well, I'll say this with Minecraft, to be perfectly honest, I hope it flops because I want them to get the message of we don't like whenever you just shovel shit at us. That being said,
when the dumb kids say this is too trash for us, that'll be a big turning point. When even they won't put up with it anymore.
You know what the gauge will be? Sonic 3. That'll be the gauge because
but I want to go see Sonic 3 and I didn't even that's how good that
looks.
Dude.
But that's the thing. People will want to see that. So depending on how much that actually makes, then you could take a percentage off and say, this is what Minecraft's going to make.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Like Sonic 3 looks so good that I haven't seen the first two and I'm going to watch
Neither have I.
Like I want to watch them just so I can watch 3.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to watch those so I can watch them.
I got some half chills from the trailer, and still I'm not going to watch any of them.
Bro,
but everyone else on the panel liked it so much they want to watch the whole thing trilogy.
The movie trailer in the theater before Beetlejuice was great.
Oh, I didn't see it. We showed up right before the movie started, so we missed it.
And it got a theater reaction.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. Like Sonic and Sonic Adventure were games that I grew up with. And just for some reason, I still haven't watched the first and second Sonic movies.
because I knew they were there, and I knew they were at least passable to good, and I knew Jim was. It's one of those things where it's like, if I know it's maybe good, then it's okay. I got something in my catalog of something.
Yeah.
Why ruin? Sort of like my comics, where like I'll read so much, and it's like, oh, that was really good. Let me stop, so I know I have something to recover from the cancer I constantly am exposed to.
Yep,
basically cleanse.
Completely agree. Like it's something I've always intended to see, and I was really happy to see that they made the character adjustment to Sonic.
Yeah,
and then I just never supported it, never watched it.
And not for nothing, we got that War Cybertron movie, Transformers 1 or whatever. Chris said he saw it and he liked it. It was really good.
Really? The trailers were a little cringy.
I know, but he said it was good and it was pretty faithful and he wants to see it again. I mean, he's older than I am. That's a fucking it's like he like all those shit more than I have. And if he liked it, good. That is literally the target audience. Transformers, like they're cool, and I know Rat loves that first movie, but I never totally the Beast Wars I did. But Transformers, like the classic one, I never really got into it. I missed it. More the X-Men. Iron Man's.
Yeah. While we talk about this, you guys in chat help me figure out what we're going to put on the poll. But yeah, continue.
Did you finish? You watched Die Hard 2?
We will be talking about Die Hard 2 after this.
I'm just
we have
making
something
sure
more
we
important to talk about.
off.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie first.
I mean, it's all right. No. Yeah, I've given you so many.
Yeah, let me skip down a bit because we go through this part quite a lot.
Yeah, Turtles.
Leon, I would love a movie recommendation from you so we can see if it gets the least amount of votes.
Nadia, are you here? Let's see.
So, wait, is that your vote? Hayden, feel free to.
Yeah, I think I vote Seven Samurai.
All right, you're trying to really culture me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean that's a classic.
Yeah, literal only reason it's on there. I have seen Samurai 7, the anime version of it. I'm not sure that counts though.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. But
all right, Gooch Badger, let me know if you see anything you're liking. Ooh, Goldfinger. I still haven't gotten banned. Oh, okay, Hook. And I think I'm gonna make Goldfinger mine because I still haven't watched a Bond since I've been doing these. And I'm feeling some
Fire is really good too.
All right, Man on Fire and Goldfinger. Man on Fire. All right, yeah, we got an interesting one today. Let's see.
Yeah, that's
Goldfinger.
My vote is Goldfinger. And let's chat. My vote's ABF says Man on Fire, so that is excellent. Let's see, get this off of here. Unless someone says something better, I'm adding Goldfinger. Goldfingers it is. All right. Let's see, Bayman also likes Man on Fire. So what the heck, Man on Fire gonna win?
I don't know. The lack of Hook in the chat is disturbing to me. I love Denzel, but Jesus.
Hook, Man on Fire, and Goldfinger.
I'm going for the true classic Seven Samurai.
Ooh.
I have to.
Ooh, everything's getting pretty close. All right, this is going to be a bit closer than I thought. That's what I like to see. I hate the ones when it's just a total blowout. I like to see a little bit of fight first, you know? All right, so let's just briefly talk about some Die Hard 2 that I was sadly kind of disappointed by, which made Gooch, whatever the opposite of disappointed is, he was very excited that I had a correct opinion that Die Hard 2 was... What is this trailer?
Lackluster is the term you're looking for.
It did not have the same oomph as the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they probably rushed it out to capitalize.
Yeah, for sure. They did everything they could to try to
Seven Samurai
hit gold, and they didn't.
So I feel like Airport. I feel like they could have made Airport scene worked. My complaint about Dread was it's all in that one building, but now my complaint with Die Hard 2 is it's not just all in one building. So,
well, I mean, the story and the setting matters, and they just tried to slap stuff together for Die Hard 2, and it doesn't hit home.
It's really ramped up the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
It's still fun. There's still a lot of die-harding happening.
It's a 6 out of 10. It's it's a movie.
Yeah, I think I'm giving it a 6.5 because 6 is where I put 13th Warrior and Count of Monte Cristo. I feel like I enjoyed it a bit more than that, so I'm putting it at a 6.5. Oh wait! Honestly, after seeing this, I wasn't sure if I was going to go to Die Hard 3, but
no,
oh really?
3 is way better.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 is way better.
It's
I'll add it to the list.
More of a connection to the first movie too.
Yep. Yep. And that's the thing. With 2, they tried to slam it out and like see if it would work and strike that gold vein. Then 3, they actually worked on again and they wrote a like cohesive story and they give you something fun to watch. Like it's way better.
You guys are trying to culture me today, Alex. I might be watching some Seven Samurai, which I believe is on Max.
Oh, that is good. That's a good movie.
What?
Mm.
Die Hard 2 is not nearly as good as Superman.
No,
I'm going to disagree with that one.
Maybe Superman 3 or 4, but no, it's not nearly as good as the first Superman movie.
Action, you could, but like Superman actually had some writing and characters and stuff. Where this didn't have a lot.
It's got characters, but it's the same. Like McClane's arc he's the same fucking guy in the first one.
Yep.
My biggest complaint
is he works in LA now.
The bad guy, you had to see his butt 5 times at the beginning, and there were no boobs to make up for it. And that itself is I know why. That's so unnecessary. Like, at least when we saw Stallone, Kurt Russell's butt in Tango and Cash, like they did a funny scene where they try to make fun of each other for having small wieners, but they both have giant wieners. So it's basically a contest who's got the gianterest wiener. At least that's what I took from that scene.
Gianterest.
So it's funny and it worked. This is just dude in the nude going, oof, oof. Like, I was like, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme or something. His ass about to do the splits. Yeah, no boobas. There were some cuties too. There were some no booba.
By the way, I'm sorry. I'll say it. I fucking like the 4th one. Timothy Olyphant is a great villain. That's super relevant to today and could still happen at any minute. Whatever.
Key Jangle Memberberry. I did enjoy this because I really liked him.
So, Erwin, did you have some wood? Did you have any mahogany?
A little mahogany? A little ebony?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, correct. That's speaking of, there weren't nearly as many. There weren't a bunch of good one-liners in this one. Speaking of the writing not being as good, where the first one had all sorts. Villain was okay. Him being like Mr. Military and all that kind of gave me the Rock vibes. But then I never really cared about them, and I was kind of confused. They were like, I was like, are they trying to
cash grab?
Are they trying to kill the drug lord, or are they trying to help him escape? And then I was like, am I missing something? Have I been looking away at this? And then halfway through, they bring the bad guy in. I'm like, oh, that's the. And then they take
Maggie Q being a girl boss, and then Bruce Willis beating the shit out of her and ripping out some of her hair. Just saying.
Which one was that?
It's great. The 4th one. You got to get through the 3rd one before you get to the 4th one. Sorry, you must eat your meal before you get to dessert.
Best part of episode 4, Rings of Power, was definitely the women getting backhanded.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there's only one more after this. We just don't. The 5th one with Jack Courtney, you could tell, unfortunately, if you watch it now, knowing what happened, that it's the very beginnings of Bruce's like decline. And there's a fucking disconnect, and it's when he started using earpieces to remind just disavow. First 4 solid experiences. Obviously the first one's great, but yeah,
that scares me knowing my fate.
I mean, that's a sort of a different one, but yeah, we'll keep you with all the alpha brain and
God dang it, I got it.
Eat your lion's mane mushrooms.
I got it in this poll. 7 Samurai whoop that ass.
Yo, let's go.
I actually kind of works because I've been trying to watch more anime too, get a little more cultured in Eastern. So yeah, 7 Samurai, definitely a good time to watch that.
I know he'll get there. Let him get through this classical education, then he can watch Last Action Hero and Hook.
Oh my God.
Hook.
Last
Where's
Action
the
Hero.
Hook?
You know what?
Since
I would take Last Action Hero over anything that's been put out.
Hayden, do you like Last Action Hero?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Have not seen it. No.
Okay, well then for ABF, I'm adding Man on Fire.
I mean, Drinker, you have his shirt.
You guys
literally
went
parroting.
I know. I thought about adding it, but Hayden said no, so I added Man on Fire instead. So I really want to see some Denzel. What do you like more, Man on Fire?
7 Samurai.
Man on Fire is good. That's Denzel. Besides Training Day, I think that's one of Denzel's best roles.
Yeah, Man on Fire is great.
Yeah. If you like the character he plays in every Equalizer movie and a good version of Training Day, Man on Fire. It's ultimate Denzel as that guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic movie.
Yeah,
but
he's awesome in that.
Like I said,
what's funny is
7 Samurai.
I kind of meant that to sound bad, as in he's just playing the same fucking character. Why do you all like it so much? But it is true that it's also the best version of that type of character.
Yes.
Yep.
Like John Wick or Keanu will probably go play other movies, but like the John Wick will be the best version. Liam Neeson and Taken, like the best version of that tough guy.
And seriously, just keep bugging me. Just keep saying Last Action Hero. I added
It's
Cobra
funny, 'cause
onto my list.
when you watch Rob,
underrated.
When you watch Rob Roy, he's still the same character in Taken than Rob Roy. It's funny how they all
Tell
kind of
Westward.
Yeah,
Badger
was a great anime.
Badger, will you
You're
please
right.
please read this super chat for us?
Westward,
Badger? Thank you.
smile for 2. Terminator Zero is good. Fuck you, Badger. You're right. It is good anime. It's a shitty fucking Terminator story, but it's great anime. John Constantine's a great movie. It's a shitty fucking Constantine movie that has nothing to do with the actual John Constantine.
Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, you guys got to put a negative spin on everything.
That's right. My Kuwaitian.
To Badger's defense, I respect his thoughts on it, and he loves the one and the.
He's
John
allowed to
Connor
be
story.
wrong.
I don't think he's wrong. I think he's
see what he does to me, Gooch.
He has a great take. I actually agree with some of it. I explained this to Badger. It's a Japanese version of Terminator. It's a different timeline, and I appreciate it for what it is. And he said, "See, that's all you needed to say."
Yeah.
So like, it's very simple. Like you can't sit there and try to combine the two because they're two different things. You just like you got to appreciate them both for what they are. Trying to have this little debate of Terminator and the canon and the lore and what can't go here and there, we will constantly be arguing because it's just
my thought is you do Terminator anime set in Tokyo. My expectations for it sticking with lore and being perfect is a lot different than say Rings of Power and how that should be sticking to lore. But at the same time, I'm not going to tell nerds that they can't be lore snobs. I totally get it.
We all should be lore snobs.
I just feel like there's so many different things to grade a piece of entertainment on, and how well it sticks to lore is just a small part to me. But like Terminator is like that's in freaking Badger's DNA. So it's him being more annoyed by it makes sense. But I feel like maybe he's making it a little more negative, but it's because he cares more about it than we do.
And you know what, Westbird? If you want to keep giving Erwin money to tell me I'm wrong,
yes,
Badger, you're wrong. Guess what? I'm not wrong. But hey,
Money, please. My money.
I'm sorry,
Anthony, you are absolutely right.
What is it?
Anthony Shaddix. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, but what about Mr. Tech Rat?
He said the same thing.
Dang it! Okay.
He thought he was. He thought you were going to
But that's the thing is,
I said that Tech episode 5 is going to blow his mind. What happened? He lost his fucking mind.
Brother, if we talk, because we get there at the end of the episodes of why I don't like it related to lore, and it does. Anyway, it just changes some shit I don't like. But it doesn't matter. It's its own thing. It's in Japan, like you said.
Honestly, Badger, when you explain it about you've seen it before, and we had this discussion, when you've seen it before in other versions, I understand that. I haven't seen those things like we were talking about last night. I haven't seen those, so it doesn't bug me like it does you. So
different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm not ever going to be telling this stream is called Nerd Rage. I'm never going to get on a nerd for nerd raging out about it not sticking with the lore.
Yeah.
I do the Rings of Power watch parties, and it's literally nothing but complaining about the lore.
Westward, stop giving Erwin $1.70 to say this.
No, he does not. He does not speak for Erwin.
But here's your money. Buy candy bars. Gatekeeping. By the way, if only we had gate kept more. That was the thing. They always accused us of being bigots. They didn't let anyone in, even though that's the problem. We let everyone in.
Even Leon.
Yes, Tech. You're right. Episode 6, she goes. It's
because he does that. We get. I actually do appreciate Badger State because it's adequately. Oh yeah, well, I love Leon because even though he has horrible opinions a lot of the time, he also explains them and can understand both sides and. Yeah,
and I'm glad. I'm glad that he has horrible opinions because it keeps everyone from complaining about my horrible opinions.
If I could, I'd slap him around until he was silly, but I can't. He's my friend. I won't.
We love Leon.
Well, and that's the thing about our space, right? Is this is a place where everybody is allowed to like objectively bad things, be gay, and hate good
safe
things,
space.
And we all argue, and then nobody cares.
It's a safe space to call all of our favorite members of chat and our live streamers, a bunch of gay retards. It's a safe space for that.
But much like siblings, if anyone outside of our sphere dared look at him the wrong way,
who did it?
Just so you understand the sphere of badger protection in Irwin. Look, he's got a spiked baseball bat.
Only we get to call Leon gay.
That's right.
Yes.
And this goes for Beardo too in the 199. Like only we're allowed to do these things. And if anyone else, it's all
and
on.
God
It's
help
on.
you if you
Like,
ever
don't
go
do
after my friends. God help you.
Yes.
Oh, when people mess with
God
me,
help
like I have a problem. But when they mess with my people,
No.
Leon,
You don't
you got a
understand.
problem.
You
Leon.
do not understand. I know people who do nasty things. Very, very nasty things. God
Aside
help
from
you.
your joke, Leon, we do actually have several trans people that routinely show up. And yes, you guys are welcome because the trans people that show up to ours
Kuwaitis,
all understand that you stay away from kids and that's decisions you make after 18. And
You gotta be
understand
careful.
biology can't be changed.
we'll pick up John Winslow and use him as a DEI shield, bludgeon. Like you got to be careful around here. We're very diverse, and we will pick up all our diverse people and beat people with a stick with our diversity.
Absolutely.
All right. Something, yes. Yes, ABF. All right. So finally, an hour and 35 minutes in, we get to the video games. So Space Marine 2, quite a bit of excitement. So far, I've been waiting for a community manager to come out and screw it all up. This is the beta. This is the
The word is
beta.
good.
And it's over 100,000 in the
This is the
beta.
early access that is $90 to buy to be able to play right now.
So
Yes,
the
which
homie
also-
Deadpoolio.
I say ABF is going to be mad. That means you presumably pre-ordered it to get early access, right?
The good thing about that is the great Deadpoolio won't care, but he
I'm
pre-ordered
telling
it.
I'm telling
He
ABF.
pre-ordered it, played it, took him 10 hours, said he loved every minute of it.
10?
For the main campaign.
How
And then
much
he
is
says
it,
there's
60?
operations.
60 or 70? That's my
It's
question.
it's 70 unless you get the early access, then it's 90. Yeah.
Oh, well, I believe Tomac sent me the first one, so I'll just enjoy that one instead.
Bobby, you're black? All right.
Hey, if I'm Asian, Bobby is black, okay? How dare you, Badger?
Okay. Yeah, no, he said it was good. He's a super hardcore, like fucking for the Emperor. He can't say shit without making Warhammer jokes.
Yeah,
He loves it. He loved it. He said they were great. I saw Endymion say something very similar to what he was saying. Added operations that now he's replaying like different missions, grinding out the classes, and they've said they're adding more clearly within the next. So I don't know.
People are happy, and it seems like it's going to succeed. So that
Didn't
is
say
my
anything about
question:
bugs?
is how long before we see the Grums post of the community managers and all that? Hayden, you got any thoughts?
I think it's going to be and I don't know anything about what their community managers are looking like right now because like I'm not seeing it on Twitter or anywhere like that. So they're quiet, but it's also again early access. So
Remember, they canceled an open beta so that they could again go over and hone it. That's why it's not broken at launch.
And I hope that it sticks running well because like I want to pick up the game. The game looks fucking 60 IGN, dude. Oh, is that IGN or is that
yeah?
Well, they get
this
paid-
is
they get
actually
paid.
There's another one.
This is
They're
PC
sure.
Gamer,
PC Gamer,
but they gave Outlaws a 7. Oh, actually, I'll check right now to see if they got a Space Marine
because
2
it's the
one.
same disparity. You can tell.
Yeah,
marching
yeah,
orders.
it always is. Their ratings are always the same, and they give Concord a 7 and also Stellar Blade a 7.
Ooh, I will say credit to them. Oh, sorry, this is a long article, but
IGN
an
gave
8 on IGN.
Okay, and IGN also gave Black Myth Wukong an 8.
Okay, well, hey, credit to them at least. Space Marine 2 may not break the third-person shooter mold, but it looks amazing, makes good use of its Warhammer lore, and has brutal combat that just feels great, which is like all the reasons we want to play it.
Okay,
So
but
that's what
the
Deadpoolio
Warhammer
said.
lore thing, didn't they add in a female?
That's not to
Adeptus?
this.
Oh,
That's not
okay,
to
okay.
this. It's nothing to do with this. That was the point. Is this game has been done for over a year before the dumb shit of a Adeptus Custodi. Say it right, or they'll yell at you saying you're a fake fan.
Because it's the Space Marines. It's the blue armored dudes, right?
Space Marines and
Like
Adeptus
just them?
Custodies are two entirely different things.
Yeah,
Space Marines are
Adeptus. Yeah,
you want to explain it? You're the guest. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. The so the Space Marines are the like full force of the military, like the strongest military. The Adeptus Custodes are like the God Emperor's bodyguards, right? They're supposed to be the superior, most elite combat unit that protects the God Emperor's undead corpse, I guess you would call it, because he's alive, but he's dead. But
the key distinction here
Disney
is the
situation.
Space Marines can only be men because of the gene seed process, and it's a mass market way of producing super soldiers. Essentially, the Adeptus Custodes are tailor-made specifically, and in multiple parts of the lore, it's always said that they're the firstborn sons and the nobility, and they're men. And then they did the thing of, oh no, there've always been female, but that's entirely separate. This Space Marine, thankfully, has none of that lore change because it was done before that. And as Deadpoolio was saying, it just feels like a 2010 shooter, like a God of War or Gear of War shooter.
Yeah, and that's all. We just want we want what we want. Just give us that.
Yes.
Don't just throw the message in. So here's something that kind of concerned me that I discovered. Remember when I kept telling everyone to play Evil West because Toma coming to play and I really enjoyed it, and then I decided to look up what I thought was developer, but it turned out to be the publisher, and I discovered all the ESG stuff. That was Focus Entertainment.
Oh no!
Which is also who's publishing Space Marine 2.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, what you do is you go to company and then you go to about us. You want to find out if companies, well, pretty much same way. And then they got some sub ones. There's values. There's also responsibility. That's about, it's more climate. But then we go to values and then we go there and it's like actual good values. And I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool. And then you keep going and dedicated to offering equal opportunities, diversity. And then they just come full out corporate social responsibility and sustainable development. So these are the people publishing Space Marine 2.
And they stick it right there at the bottom of the page.
Literally hide it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
So we'll see if community managers come out attacking people. But as far as right now goes, it's been silent as far as everything I've seen.
This is bait, but it's still funny. I don't believe it to be legitimate. You all playing Space Marines 2? Not bait, so it seems like it probably is bait. You shouldn't play the game until they add female Space Marines. Here's why. So it seems like probably one of us trolling or whatever. But at some point, we're probably going to get a real one. Just because you use a jester ward doesn't mean you're right. Don't bother trying to rile me up because it's not a good look. So yeah, all these people keep getting gestured. So this is probably fake, but we're probably going to get at least one real one. And we got to get at least one community manager.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? If you go look up female Custodes before this was done, they're all hot looking, like it's fan drawing what it would be like, and they're all hot and good. And even the beefy ones look like Wonder Woman, still hot but muscular. This is the actual one coming. Look, this whole thing was done because Amazon asked for female Space Marines, and Games Workshop said, we can't give you female Space Marines. We can't sell that. We can give you female Custodes though. And this was all done so that when Henry says, no, that's not in the lore, they can go, yes, it is. Look.
Right. But now, that's how they did it with comics too, right? Like they started
that's how they've done it with all of them. Yes.
Woke comics and
retroactive
12 and saying, oh, but it's part of the lore.
Yeah, and then they don't follow the comics. They don't want anyone that knows the comics, but then they write it into the comics and they pay attention to those ones. So yeah, and this is all done as that primer to get Henry, but I think he's going to back out.
I think so.
And the other point was that this is obviously a miniature game, and no female custodian miniatures were made.
Oh yeah, it's dead in the water.
Because they weren't doing it to sell miniatures for people's armies. They were doing it as a lore change so they could cite it.
Yeah.
Right? Then that's the dirty tactic.
And I wish more people would act like that. That's why I think
Mama
Badger,
it's checked. I don't know what.
There you go.
I don't know.
There you go, Mom.
It's always checked.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's going wrong. I'm sorry.
It's your browser.
Or sorry, Gooch. What were you saying?
She's as persistent as a B-man with a movie recommendation. Doesn't stop until she gets a comment.
I have checked before and it was checked, and it's so it's like I don't know. I'm so sorry, Mama Badger. I just want to make you happy.
I'll save this maybe.
Yeah, go ahead, Gooch.
I don't. Well, no, I was just going to mention like to buy memberships. I don't know where that option is.
You hit the super chat button. That's the button with the $sign.
Yes,
And then you scroll
membership
down.
gifting, and then for me, for whatever reason, I have 10 free gifties I can give out each month.
Oh, nice.
So there's 5 for you. I love you. Get those dirty grays out of here, Bobby, man. We're okay with you being black, Bobby, but we're not okay with you being a dirty gray. Come on. Did I get him?
Yeah.
No, the son of a bitch. Dodge again. All right. But yeah,
And
wait,
yeah.
you don't have to give membership. I love you. You're so adorable. Good
Yeah,
job.
no, they'll take the one example of a Shalabal being the herald in like a one timeline of a thing and be like, there you go, it's in the comics.
No. Let's see. ABF, I do
You
not
miss me.
like
Oh, you
seeing
gotta
you
get that
gray.
clip from Desperado when he's like, you miss me. Put that for when someone says you missed.
It's not even an
that'd be
option
great.
on my. It's not even an option. It's just
Blame
sticker
Canada.
or super chat.
So whenever you hit the button, like where the super chat thing is, what do you have that shows up there?
Just sticker and chat.
See, I've got super stickers, super chat, membership, gifting, and then
that's what I have.
Oh, wait, are you a member of the channel?
Oh,
well, you should still gift. Yeah, you can still gift. Also, Gooch, when we're going to talk about you raising your memberships up to $5, stop being Canadian. Stop being too generous. Stop with the $3 memberships. You do the $5 memberships, Gooch. You've earned it.
Okay.
You've earned it.
Sorry.
Also, ABF Prime is
Sorry,
now
Mr.
a
Faulty.
mod.
Sorry,
so.
Mr. Faulty.
One less gray here. Sons of guns. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. We had a good transition. Now I'm sharing the wrong screen.
I'm glad you got that. I really, that made my day that Badger got that.
All right. Now I'm back to paying attention, and we're transitioning over to Star Wars Outlaws actress. Who cares except for her butt? Says video game industry has a lot of misogyny and praises game for only having a female point of view. We swear we're not changing this. Badger sent me this, a few years old. We have discussed this. Why did they not let us create our own character instead of giving us Kay Vess? Baldur's Gate 3 most picked character editor options created the most generic dude possible.
I mean, straight and white. That was what they meant. Yeah.
Good looking
Correct.
white dude with a long sword. Exactly the type of character I want to play. Sorry, guys. You give him a tan.
No, they wanted everybody to play as females and all the different races and stuff. And most people were choosing to just play straight white male because what are most gamers in the actual gaming market?
Asian.
Okay.
And
straight white males. Bobby, also, if you're a brand account, which you can't, I tried to change mine too. You cannot get free membership, so I have to buy all my memberships like a
honestly,
like a person
just
with money.
Stick around long enough, Bobby. I'll probably mod you.
Yeah, there you go. Or get modded.
What are you gonna say, Gooch?
Never mind. I'll save it.
Now I need to know.
Self-editing? I don't know
All
how I
right,
feel
fine.
about that.
Fine.
Well, it's
All
just
out.
there's no point bringing it up because like
Why are you teasing my taint?
because I'm good at that. You see
All
my
right.
name.
Yeah.
Promo code Gooch. Dustborn CEO of
in
Red
the
Thread
name.
Games is extremely racist. So this is a white man from a woke game. Who do you think he is extremely racist against?
I would posit a
Himself?
guess of his own kind.
White men. How did you guys know? What the? Did you I already talk about this before stream? Okay. So we used to have a forum, Red Thread Games Community Forum. It is since gone, but there's this thing called the Wayback Machine. Turns out the internet is forever. So someone says about Dustborn, I presume, maybe one of their other games. I'm sure this is all just tremendous coincidence. After all, where in the course of 3 games would Ragnar, the Archduke of Red Thread, Ragnar, have the time or opportunity to introduce a positive white male character? Or a negative non-white character. So it's, why are all the good people POCs? Why are all the bad people white? So
The
he had
Ryan from RK Outpost Batman review notice.
This is the most fucked up, useless, and offensive observation I've read this week. And that includes the Steam forums. I stay away from most of these discussions, blah, blah, blah. But since you called me out personally, I feel entitled to respond. And here's his first actual part of the response. Our team is predominantly white and male.
Yeah.
And he hates every one of them.
That's unfortunate. Badger, do you remember how you greeted Gatekeeper for the first time on one of his super chats?
I didn't say that's unfortunate, but I might have apologized. Yeah. you want me to fucking recount it? When Gatekeeper said, "Hi, I'm a black man," and I said, "I'm sorry."
Yes, as a joke, and it's funny.
He got it.
Imagine if you're like, oh, it's unfortunate you're black, but you weren't joking. It was real. This is what this guy is saying. It's fortunate they're predominantly white and male. Kim Belair, who also didn't know she could, when she had to create a character, didn't realize she could make a black woman character. She always made straight white men just like that. Because she didn't realize.
Kim Belair's not a gamer. She just hit default continue. That's why.
Yes, correct. Well, she got called in, and then Tomahawk will get to you. She got called in. They were doing an Afro steampunk world or some crap like that. So black people in it. But the developers were only white men. And she's like, why aren't there more POCs here? And they say, we interviewed some of them. None of them were qualified. So we tried to hire black people. We couldn't find any qualified enough. And she said, qualifications? We don't need qualifications. We only need skin color. She said, instead of hiring competent, like people who know what they're doing, white men, that it's better to hire a black man who is untrained, doesn't know what they're doing, and have SBI train them up. So better to have an incompetent black person than a competent white person doing it just for the skin color alone. Holy race. It's the opposite of meritocracy. Jesus Christ.
Yes. And that's the reason that we are where we are in gaming today, is because of people like Kim Belair, who came in and said, oh, it doesn't matter what your qualifications are. You can learn on the job and just continuously produce shit for everybody.
I love you. I got to say this every time someone says that. DEI is the least of the fucking reasons why the gaming industry is in. It's just the thing that pushed it over the edge.
That's fair.
Bloated, broken, buggy, DLC taken out this fucking dead and cancer-ridden before they decided to make everyone lame and gay and black and attack the people for liking what they like. Yeah. Sorry,
but that is the easiest part for us to focus on, is at least bring meritocracy back. Then we can slowly start fixing the rest of it.
The DEI was what pushed it too far. We were already getting tired of the problems with AAA gaming, but then once they started pumping all the woke stuff, that's when it was, okay, nah, we are done with this nonsense. So even though it is a small part, it's that small part that broke the camel's back.
But the big part is the big fucking bullet hole that's still bleeding and it's infected, but you can't treat the infection until you stop that big fucking hole. And the big hole is these people don't know how to make video games anymore.
Yeah, you're putting small little band-aids on a massive wound.
If you got rid of all the infection, all the DEI, we would still be left with people that don't know how to make video games. We'd still be bleeding out. We'd still get Star Wars Outlaws. It would just be a dude running around in a broken ass game that no one wants to play.
But before that, Tomahawk, just think if Capcom said what the most popular Monster Hunter weapon type are. I bet it would be sword and shield or dual blades. It's not the giant sword. You can have gigantic great swords, and they do sword and shield. What?
I'm
looking it up. What's the most recent Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter Rise.
Rise? Wilds?
Rise is the newest. Wilds hasn't come out yet. World was the one before Rise.
Most used weapon. Yeah, because I like that. For people who haven't played, like your whole fighting styles depend on what weapon you use, which
Halo.
I like that idea.
Back in the day, Rat and I with two recliners next to each other, a bunch of Mountain Dew and weed in between that, and just saving the universe from the goddamn Covenant.
Three years ago.
Yes.
So remember how I said longsword? Remember how I said giant sword?
Yes, Hayden.
I was right. The answer is giant sword.
Giant sword.
Oh wait, no, it's longsword. Great sword is number 5. Dual blades 3. Bow.
Where's the switch axe?
4. Switch axe.
That was my other
9.
nickname, Long Great Sword.
Oh, I think it's switch axe.
Sword and shield's way down there.
Switch axe is 9. I understand. Charge blade 11.
Giants.
Those two are hard to play. I understand why people don't like to use them.
Yeah,
but they're my two
lances,
favorite weapons.
Like using lances, that'll get you like kicked from a party, right?
Oh no, the gun lance. No, if you know how to use it, the thing is, it's another one that's hard to use.
Yeah, so no one does.
Yeah.
All right, so we had I guess we had Black Girl Gamer Online Summit 2024. We had Black Girl Gamers, we had Kimberly from Sweet Baby Inc., and then we had Hypnotic's favorite games journo, Ash Parrish from The Verge.
Yeah,
all
cool.
of them she, her, which I will say is like, why do you put she, her? But for Ash Parrish, an actual example of when pronouns could be useful to have.
I still press X to doubt personally, but
yeah,
allegedly.
And so, of course, they just do the typical, like, Gamergate victim complex nonsense. And, I mean, they're partly right. I kind of got some pushback when I said, maybe we're not calling them out for the right things. Immediately, I think the targeting began with this kind of thing. Like, we found this secret, sinister website from Sweet Baby Inc. It was kind of like when I found Weird Ghost. Meanwhile, we're on Twitter like, I'm just so excited to let people know that we worked on these 2 really great games. And the assumption was essentially...
I do call bullshit on that because... But then why weren't you excited to have a Sweet Baby Inc. Curation list showing all of your work and what it's in? Wouldn't you be happy about that?
Because that's harassment or something, Badger.
Yeah.
The assumption was essentially made that our work on that had not been story or narrative or character related. Badger came after me for a while because I tried to say they do actually do some narrative and story and writing, it seems like.
Oh, and I believe it, but now I'm saying all that extra gay narrative and shit. And the girl, good. That explains that.
It had been to make a black character exist in Alan Wake 2 and to put pride flags in Spider-Man 2. And that was kind of like the assumption that we had wokeified the video games. And my point was, the developers had already wokeified the games. They just bring these morons in, to make them more authentic.
Here's the thing. They know that they're doing it, and then they try to constantly deny that they're doing it. It's the rules for radicals tactics of we're going to do the thing and then actively deny that we're doing the thing.
Yeah,
and then
it's like replacement migration. No, we're not replacing you. Also, it's good that we're replacing you.
No, don't you understand? Hey, they're not doing the thing. The thing that you think they're doing is not what they're doing. They're on the right side of history. They're just doing the natural thing. And this is just how it is. Don't you understand?
Yes. This is how the world is supposed to be. They are righting the wrongs of all of history.
Don't you? That's what Bob Iger. It's not political. We don't talk about politics. This is just how it is. Just the right. What are you talking about?
Reaper, were you here earlier? Do you still have that Halo Xbox next to you?
Yeah, I do.
Whip it back out. For anyone who didn't see, well, Hayden won show and tell, and if Reaper didn't get to see it, I think he'll probably enjoy this.
Shout out to Night Saber out there in the chat. He hooked me up with a store that was able to get me the Halo Edition original Xbox. The first console I ever bought with my own money.
By the way, I specifically mentioned Beardo in one of my reviews where I was talking about their influence on Spider-Man 2 and all that. And I was like, yeah, there's some good, but there's also a lot of bad. I was like, this is the poop cookie equation that we've gotten from Beardo, where you just eat around the DEI. And it's like, a lot of people just can't stomach that.
Yeah.
Or being called bigots by a bunch of weirdos. When you look at all their old stuff, it turns out they are indeed the bigots.
It's funny how the anti-racists are always actually just racist.
Their names always have those extra fun things on top. Starvesivic.
Peddling hate 24/7 is the exact same nonsense that the rewriting Ripley crap was pushing about trying to cancel Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers. Hate shouldn't be like profitable industry or whatever.
Yeah.
They're jealous.
Prune your gardens.
Yeah, this is them gatekeeping. This is them saying that we need to gatekeep. And this is the Khalif guy who Hypnotic is also a huge fan of. Getting bigots out of your communities is a band-aid and not a permanent solution. We need to put them on prison barges for re-education. Modeling desired behaviors and championing the kinds of community members you want to be in the majority in your community takes effort and time. Start early, practice often. Small steps are steps to get woke, go broke.
That right there, though, that is stating what they do. They are modeling and trying to form the audience that they want.
It's the whole cancel and all that stuff from Dustborn.
Thing. It's all trying to train and groom the audience into the modern audience, because the modern audience doesn't exist. It's not a thing. They're trying to create it.
Real quick, shout out to Reaper here. Yeah, first one was great. I've bought it like on the 360. On the next one, I bought like 7 times, all things considered. Nightmares.
Control? You like Control as well?
Played all the way through it. Loved it. Loved Jesse McFadden. The lore, the DLC for Alan Wake. I got halfway through the fucking second one and I had to stop. It's just not fun. It's just not fun.
It's not made for you. The one who enjoyed all of their previous games, it's not made for you, Badger.
Just go back and play the original ones, I guess.
Yep.
But something that is made for the players who play it, Genshin Impact. Revenue increases over 8% in spite of active boycott against game and developer, and that there's 2 newer games out from the same developer, one that just came out, and their revenue is still increasing despite the boycott. Hayden, you want to give us any thoughts on giving us big boobed women and then making money from it? Yes. Give the fans what they want. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, that's all you have to do. Genshin Impact seems to be haunting me, though. It just keeps coming up everywhere, and it's like, hey, we have gotcha.
Hayden, we care about you. Do not get into Genshin Impact. I swear to God.
It looks so fun. I want to play it so bad, but I'm staying away from it.
Thank God.
I'm actively fighting against it.
Someone like ABF was like, should I buy some Warhammer armories? And it's just like, no, we care about you. Please don't.
that was so.
Or was it you?
Have Warhammer stuff, and I've been like fighting the urge to buy more of it. I've got several $100 worth of. I've got Drakari.
Yeah. If ABF buys any armor, he needs to get those real tactical Mandalorian, like it's real fucking like level 4 plates, but it looks like Mandalorian armor.
Oh, you think he doesn't have it?
I don't know. He might. It's like the sickest shit I've ever seen that I would actually get if I could.
So this was my stance on Beetlejuice. Just watch the first one again and pretend like the second one never existed. So, talking about giving fans what they want from SmashJT.com, these Nintendo controller keychains are insane. So, speaking of gotcha, we have these, and oh my god, I want one. These themselves are just cool. So you got the Famicom, you got the NES, but then they also have, sorry, I get the big picture, these. So my question is, which one of these, or if you'd rather have one of the NES or Famicom ones, I think I'm torn on this. I want one of the sticks, but give me that bottom left classic Super Nintendo.
No, top right. Give me the XYAB. Like, give me that GameCube. Yep.
Yeah, the GameCube button layout like that was as pretty much as weird as the 64's like general layout.
So weird.
And then you had like the random blue Z button on top that never got used for anything.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying for ABF.
Yes.
It's real fucking armor, dude. That's on everything is
hunting.
actually it's totally for hunting of communists. Heckler and Koch, dude. I think this would be great for you on your wall and then eventually on you when you are a warlord.
Yes, the warlord of Macedonia. All right, we got these. Badger, Gooch, we need some answers. Which one are you picking?
I'd have preferred more Sega, but
yeah.
Ooh, that if there was a Sega, like the 3 buttons from Sega, would that be your choice?
Yeah.
I was a Sega man. We got the Sega controllers with the 6 buttons, the 3 extra buttons on top. I think I only ever used those for 1 button fatalities in Mortal Kombat, but I love having those extra 3 buttons.
Can you scroll up again? Scroll up again.
All right, yeah. So that's those, and then it's just the NES and Famicom ones, which I never had I never had the Famicom, but man, these
they're beautiful.
Some red and gold.
The Nintendo ones are clean. I kind of like the Nintendo ones.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, all 3 of these are great. I like, and that's the thing too, is they make them like the actual thing, so they're actually buttons, like you can actually press them, and man,
it's like fidget.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as a fidget toy, like that is one I would approve of.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So it turns out if they just make cool things that fans like, we will gush all over them and say nice things. Now, here's something I'm not sure I do like. Barry Keoghan plays Coy on his future as the Joker and the Batman. And I looked this guy up because I didn't know who he was. I got to look him up again. He looks
Saltburn.
Down.
He's in Saltburn.
He's in the Eternals.
Down syndrome version of someone. Let's see. I forget what I called him.
Tyler. He looks like, the guy from Whiplash. And he was in Fantastic Four. He looks like a Down syndrome version of that dude. Miles Teller.
Yeah, that's not who I had in mind, but that is also right. Let's see. What did I call him? Oh, Down syndrome Ezra Miller was my thought.
That's you're right. An even more Down syndrome. Jesus.
Yeah.
But this guy,
Poor guy.
and then just what is this picture actually? What is this from? Is this actually him as
deleted
Joker?
Scene. Yeah.
Oh.
Deleted scene of him talking to
There
Batman.
is?
You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, no.
So we've already seen his Joker?
Hold on.
Yeah.
This will be a good way of us to close out
Oh,
today.
no.
Let him pet the rabbits. Let him pet the rabbits.
Yeah.
So did you guys like it?
No.
I didn't see it.
Better than the Riddler, at least, in the Batman?
You know how I am on my Batman or my Joker.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear me doing this Joker impersonation.
No, yeah, that's dumb. Gross. I'm good. Keep him out. Seeing this, now I'm kind of like happy the Penguin's not the Penguin because I don't know where they would be going with that.
So in this scene, cut out, Batman goes to consult with the Joker, who he's already captured, to see what the Joker thinks.
Oh, it's so slow. That's one of my biggest complaints about this movie.
I agree.
Still slowly walking up. Oh my
Never
God.
watched it.
You know what's the movie?
No. Hadn't seen it.
It's a good movie, but
Yeah, it's at least fine. Can we put this on 1.5 times speed, maybe? Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Just skip to where we actually see this. Oh, my God. So this is Insane Clown Posse movie? What?
What?
Speak up.
Serial killer. I want your perspective.
He looks awful.
Yeah,
Like that's not. Nothing makes me want to see this.
well, this is deleted, so you shouldn't have watched this. You could just watch the fight scene. But yeah, they basically go with him being genetically like born that way.
What, hills have eyes like incest?
Ugh.
He's a nobody.
Oh, that's the okay. Yeah, that's enough. We're gonna have to look at Psylocke butt here before long if I watch much more of that.
I mean, there's a reason they cut that out. Clearly, I wouldn't go that way. I would not.
Well,
I would just say that's a crazy.
they tried to go the
see where it goes.
garage Joker, from Death of the Family. That kind of, they were trying to go that style, but then they went full out a garbage pail kid on it. I don't
Still
even
better the Jared Leto Joker. I would
Everything
argue.
is better. Well, no, the one thing worse than Jared Leto's Joker is the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League Joker.
Yeah,
That Joker is.
Yes, I will allow that.
God.
So, how do you know if something is a 10 out of 10? It's got to give you some chills. I just looked at the new poster for season 2 of Arcane, and it gave me some chills. Regardless of how you feel.
I'm hesitating. We're going to review this because we.
Oh, now you're worried?
I've
What's
always
got you
said.
worried?
I've always said, even from the beginning, when you can go back to when we reviewed this in season 1. I said season 2 is going to be concerned because it gets super popular and it's a success, and then everyone gets their hands in there, and then it just becomes a shit show. And that we're going to probably see the same thing with Blue Eyes Hammer. We know we're going to see that with X-Men 97 season 2. It's just the second season for a lot of
movies or shows
just are not done well because
House
too
of
many
the
people get
Dragon.
involved. Yes, another one.
That's why I'm staying away from everything, because I feel like season 2 is when they're going to cram everything in, and I don't want to get invested in something that everything's going to, come to a head and just like fall out in season 2. So I'm waiting to see what happens with it. If it's good, I'll watch Arcane season 1. But if they stick it into season 2, I'm just going to stay away from it.
I'm still saying Badger's not going to like it. I will say I am once again a little worried about the girl bossness coming with season 2, because it's definitely pretty female centric. But
Well, I mean,
they're good characters though.
They did have a whole pop band. Admittedly, the only thing that I know really about League of Legends is the KDA pop band, because I did listen to
Beat
KDA
Saber
music.
It was a Beat Saber song. It was one of my favorite songs.
I didn't even play it there. I just found the music and liked it. I ended up finding a bunch of bands because of that, because the band members that played KDA were from a bunch of like different bands, and I ended up discovering a lot of other bands because of that.
Well, I found out about them, but I watch all the cinematics they put on YouTube for League of Legends, and those are so good. And that's what had gotten me originally hyped, and what made me realize, okay, I need to watch it. Some people said it was good, and then I watched some of the League of Legends cinematics, and I'm like, I need it. And then I watched a few of them, and then with my buddy because I don't have Netflix, and then I ended up paying for a month of Netflix just so I could binge it.
Oh wow!
I mean.
Season 1 is redonkulous amazing for Arcane. Season 2.
Oh, Hoodie here? Yeah, what up, Hoodie?
What up, Hoodie?
They took their time with season 1. It took like 4 years to make that. I feel like this one. I'm worried. It might be flat.
I feel we have done a disservice to Hayden. I just want to at least just show him this.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that part. The rest of the fight scene I didn't care for.
Aside from Ben Affleck, his Batman has the most comic accurate Batman fighting.
Okay.
This is probably my favorite part of the movie.
I like that shot, the far off shot watching the fight. This shot is good.
Yeah, where you can actually see what's going on, unlike fucking Nolan movies.
Yeah.
Well, the editing's is.
Okay.
Yeah, this scene I did believe Batman, but a lot of other stuff.
Look, and I'm telling you, we got to do a fucking a night. Okay, I love the fucking ending. I know you all think it falls apart in the third act. The third act is the reason the movie exists. It's to get to that spot at the end. Anyway,
when he helps the kids, when he helps the kids at the end, I felt that.
Hayden,
but you got to remember, this is like within the first year of him being a detective.
Yes,
so like
he doesn't have the Bruce Wayne persona invented. He doesn't give a shit about anything except the fucking mission. And the mission is going out every night as the Batman and wrecking on crime. It's brute force.
I hate the complaints that people are like, oh, like he falls down. And like there's a lot. That's what he's trying to correct. He's gonna learn from his mistakes. Like that's why we see those flaws in Batman in this movie. He's still a young detective at this point.
Yeah, he's very young and unformed, and obviously the Batfleck warehouse scene is the best example we've ever seen of what Batman's fighting is actually like. Nothing has come closer.
Just put it at 1.25
him in the corner. Him in the corner lurking in the shadows.
In the corner.
Yes.
And by the way, and I love the animated series, but that's why the Arkhamverse games work, is because you get to see the fighting is much more evolved of how he would actually be fighting, which is why it's nice to see it like this. I don't know.
When it started, I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm digging this. But then by the middle, I'm like,
I like
this all. And then by the end, I'm like,
I know. But honestly, what everyone is complaining is exactly what I love about it. Yeah, the Riddler is not the best depiction, but he's certainly not the worst. I love seeing Batman working with the cops.
Worse than the Scarecrow in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
They're both practically like meaningless. I want the villain to be important, like a Joker or Bane, to where it's like, you got to stop them.
I see where Matt Reeves is going, where he doesn't, like he talked about, like he could have a Two-Face but not a gentleman ghost. And so he's going for like not Nolan realistic, but a bit more realistic while still being comic booky. There's a way to do Scarecrow not ridiculous, and there's a way to do an actual Riddler, which maybe he'll transition if they come back. Maybe he'll be different. If that's how I would do it, I would just treat it like Jamie Foxx did in No Way Home, and just start acting different as your Riddler. Come out and be obsessed that Batman beat you, and now be all about trying to beat Batman with Riddler. You don't give a shit about anything else except proving that you're smarter than him.
There's a lot to like about Riddler as a character, and they did none of those things for the Riddler.
But Batman working with Gordon don't unsell him. Batman working with Gordon and fucking Catwoman to uncover the serial killer that's going around, who is the Riddler. But it's good. I don't know. I think it's good.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll give it a chance.
I've heard wait.
I have to counter that statement Erwin made about Scarecrow and Batman Begins. That again is an early Scarecrow. Jonathan Crane is still not even fully fleshed out yet. So you're seeing a development through, like You're not seeing the
Don't care. You can still get. He can be not fleshed out and still be a character that I care about and is intimidating and such. Even if it is still newer, it is still more intro to character. There's one point where I thought about Batman Begins. I was like, who even was the villain in that? And that's how the Riddler feels like in the Batman.
Ra's.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Ra's was.
Well, that's the problem. They did two half villains instead of one good villain.
No, Ra's used him as a kind of like a shield, a distraction for him to pursue his actual takeover.
Yep. And that's the thing about that one is that that Scarecrow is the the sleight of hand move. It's the look over here at this thing going on while Ra's is actually doing his whole thing.
Yes.
There's a lot more to love about the Batman than there is to hate, in my opinion.
Okay. And I've heard plenty of people say that.
Better than Beetlejuice.
Yes. Better than Beetlejuice. And for a beginning of a world, I'd rather see that go forward than anything with fucking Tom King in the actual James Gunn DCU proper.
If they had a better Riddler and they put it at 1.25 speed, I probably would have liked the Batman considerably more.
I didn't like
and a good Catwoman.
The actor is like what's his name? Paul Dano. Is that his name?
Paul.
Yeah. He would have been great if they would have made him the Riddler instead of whatever the hell incel they made him.
Yeah, that's where they made it too much like Seven. They were trying to go for that Kevin Spacey vibe with the Riddler, and it was just like kind of fell a little flat there. I agree with that. I think they could have gone more of the Jim Carrey kind of Riddler. I think it would have been a little bit better, but still raw.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, I'm your bestest friend, Batman. I did this terrible thing. You didn't like the terrible thing I did? We're not best friends anymore.
You know what? Nothing beats Bane in the third movie. The Bane, Tom Hardy's Bane is the worst take on the Batman villains. So that was
there you go.
All right, we're running late, so moving on to the last topic I'll bring out. Somehow Drinker and Gary survived being canceled to go on yet again to Piers Morgan. We are the media now. Suck it, Kotaku.
I watched it. And it was great.
Performative bullshit. Panel tears apart Snow White. Sounds good. And the other people on there with them, I feel like had some different takes than those two probably had. All right, let's see. Take This. We've talked about before. They're like the mental health because gamers are so mean. We need mental health services. And they were getting money from the Department of Homeland Security.
Surprise, surprise.
They're shutting down. Suck it. Can't even be successful after stealing our tax dollars at gunpoint. Nice. And then
I agree. I have an opinion on that. I think we should have more mental health services, but I think it has to be done properly.
Yeah, it should be done privately, not government-funded bureaucracy bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think we need more funding for people who get called gay in Call of Duty? Because that's what.
No, I think
no, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying in general.
Because that's what Take This was doing is when girls get bullied in playing video games.
You know what? Go play sports. You know.
There you go. There you go. Get out of the fucking house.
Go play sports and see what kind of quit the fucking crying.
Mm-hmm.
ABF wants to do a watch party of a good show. What's the play here? What are you really up to, ABF?
He doesn't feed off our happiness, so
he doesn't think it's going to be good.
All right, Badger, what do you got going on, homie?
Not a damn thing, and thank the gods about that. I'm going to go film 2 more videos to come out today, and then nothing. I'm going to go outside and get vitamin D and touch that mythical grass. And then go look for more McFarlanes.
Gooch, I hear Hypnotic needs 1150 gifted memberships to pay for his new monitor. Are you going to be helping him do that tonight?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll be able to make it
really?
tonight. The girlfri's not feeling well. I want to make sure she's okay.
Well, what you got going on then? What do you want to plug?
Well, I got some editing. I have a lot of editing to do. Tomorrow night, I have a little show called Late Night with Gooch. Some people do join me. Tomorrow night we have the movie cynic joining us as special guest, and maybe, just maybe, another very, 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 very special guest. I'm not sure yet. We have to confirm a few things. So
I
we'll
just
see
want
what
to say
happens
that
there.
I love bows and arrows, and mayo is my favorite topping on sandwiches.
And that Gooch's stream is a very safe space for people to express themselves.
Let's see. There's a lot of things that we have to work out. Well, not work out, but I just want to make sure,
Yeah, you never know what'll show up on Sunday night. You never
because
know.
we talk. We believe it or not, we do talk. So, and then next week, obviously, right back to the grind. So, that's about it. And Manscaped.
Bobby, I am screenshotting this and keeping this for if you ever call me gay. I'm going to bring up your blueberry wine again. I said it. Hayden, you want to plug your channel real quick?
Yeah. So at Hayden Wayne 75, I just hit over 300 subs.
Nice.
And I'm taking the tactic
come for ABF.
We've been neck and neck. He's taken the approach of just doing live streams, and I'm taking the approach of just doing videos, all the while trying to learn editing and stuff like that. So just hit 300. And this week I have officially joined the GCA. I am a member of the GCA now.
They finally told you what it stands for?
Yeah, I know what it stands for. And you can catch me there on Wednesdays along with the rest of the crew. And just as a little teaser, we may or may not be working on some apparel for the GCA.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm not going to say too much about it. But
I hear Mo is in marketing and graphic design. I don't think he's ever told anyone this, but
he may have whispered it once to somebody. But we are looking at some GCA apparel. So over the next week or so,
whispered to me.
I just want to suck a dick to see what it tastes like.
Take it, rewind. He paid his fee. He paid the fee, dude.
Sorry, my finger slipped.
Mo, I'm sorry. Tomorrow, Mo, tomorrow you don't your fee is already paid for tomorrow. I can't believe Badger did that. How dare you? I'm gonna have to delete that. Oh no, sorry. ABF said I am Mo. I'm gonna have to revoke his admin status.
Now I know why you like wrestling. Now I know why you like wrestling so much.
This is a professional environment, Badger. Thank you very much.
I'm just trying to have us all leave on a happy dappy upper hand here. It's just a little palate cleanse for everyone. I'm happy now. Aren't you happy?
I'm very happy.
He's a good
so, if I play some video games today, it'll probably be Chrono Trigger, and if I watch a movie today, it'll probably be Godfather 2.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
I'm doing pretty good for some entertainment today. Oh my God, freaking love you all. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, he was trying to make a point that if someone else said it, it would be like if they said
$4, Mo. I owe you $4.
Careful when you say things. And then ABF immediately said, "Clip it." And what the boss makes a demand. I like keeping my boss.
I made ABF laugh. It counts. It stands.
That's all that matters. See you guys tomorrow. Oh my God, I love you guys.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
I needed to get rid of the human garbage, otherwise known as my best friends.
Oh!
Come on! Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
Well, bye.
If we're not back by dawn, call the president.
So many.
I know. Can't get through them. And I put the link to Joe Sontag's comic book in the chat. I'm